It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. She off your mic. Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey supposed talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Mayegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over Naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you lie down, yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo.
Let be poor, breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun live.
Glory Facebook, glory YouTube.
There is good news now, but how to access that good news is the problem. But there is good news.
Let be poor, breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Remember, see, invite the Buhari Dins, the Buhari Didirins, the Buhari Dinotus, the Buhari Dijatus, the Buhari Shukus, the Ungoziaris, the Unekaharis, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, and the humbled slaves from the clans of the Batidiots. Don't forget the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the all risers. I am talking about the Batidiots. Tell them, where am I going today?
Glory YouTube. And yes, Súrájì. Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Ayé Súrájì. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Ayé Súrájì.
Read the caption of this broadcast. Read the description as well, right? Share it. Like it. Even subscribe if you haven't already. Then sit back, relax. We go start soon.
Ayé Súrájì. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí pa. Ayé Súrájì. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Share it.
Ayé Súrájì. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Ayé Súrájì. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súrájì. Ayé Súrájì. Máyégún ti dé.
Thank you. So, good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live. The rider for this broadcast is the enraged Nigerians against Peter Obi. Now, the rage started when Peter Obi tweeted about the insecurity in the northern part and all over Nigeria. So they dragged him. What about the southeast of Nigeria? Have you not heard about the sit-at-home? Have you not seen how they are just killing people as they are just doing this and that? Peter Obi now came out and he said, well, IPOB publicly said they did not order any sit-at-home. And if there are criminals who are enforced, meanwhile, sit-at-home is a protest on the part of the people. But if there are people who are enforcing people who don't want to sit at home, then they should be dealt with or more. Come and see rage. They said that Peter Obi is IPOB apologies, this and that. Look at all the killings going on. The Eastern Nigeria is no longer livable and all the nonsense. But guess what? You are here 2 days ago when we were talking about over 1,000 Nigerians they have killed since this Tinubu came in. Abi, there were no rich. The insecurity in Eastern Nigeria, politically motivated, as it's very much documented, has shown the collaboration of the government of Nigeria, the politicians of the eastern part of Nigeria, behind the restlessness and the insecurity in eastern part of Nigeria. But guess what? The eastern part of Nigeria is still considered, by report and fact, the second safest place in Nigeria based on data of how people died or kidnapped in the last 2 months, pre and post Tinubu. But the impression is that, the Eastern Nigeria right now, everywhere now sit at home, they are just killing, they are this and that. And the rage is not on the government of Nigeria that has failed to protect the lives and properties of supposed Nigerians. Not them. It is against a politician who contested for the position of president. Their rage was on him, and they started picking his words. However, ladies and gentlemen, before we go into all of the tidbits and all of that, let's kind of take a look at data. Nigeria is a killing field for different kinds of terrorists. And from the available data, they are all over Nigeria right now. Nigerians are dying violently in the hands of different criminals. But the people who are, the region that is facing this bloody, massacre, have somehow been, I wouldn't say forgotten, but the killing in, okay, I'll show you something. Here, is what their data actually shown. Sometimes I think in March or so. March, check out. Give me a sec. So across Nigeria, this was April. Okay. Now, if you take a look at the numbers of those who died violently in this part of on this map, 6 regions you have in Nigeria. Okay. Even southwest Nigeria that has bled, that are people, 12.1% of the recorded death is from southwest Nigeria. These are the chunk of the Lagos Abobakus, okay, who want to make you believe IPOB is a terrorist organization. Just accept it. Eastern Nigeria is no longer livable. If you go a little bit down, in that death ratio, in April alone, 20% in Northeast, 25% Northwest, 27% North Central, South 6.1%, Southeast 8.2%. You see? Now, if you take a further look, here is for another month. This is Angono. Yeah, this is May. Fatality by region. Here is another data. For whatever they must have made you believe about the eastern part of Nigeria, or what you have believed yourself, well, here is data. The data says that in May, those who got killed by terrorists or violently in Nigeria, by death sharing, Southeast Nigeria is the least place where people actually died because of violent crimes and all of that. Yeah? Take a look at Southwest, then South-South, then go up North, Northwest, Northeast, North Central. North Central is the middle belt part of Nigeria that has bled more since Tinubu came on board. Now, I think I have another one that actually has numbers, okay? Take a look at this one. Just a moment, too. Right. So, by number, in March this year, over 72 people were kidnapped in Southwest Nigeria. 9 people died in the hands of those kidnappers. In South-South, 44 people were kidnapped. 32 died in the process. In the southeast of Nigeria, 38 people were kidnapped or got caught up in any violent attacks. 4 people died, right? Now, if you go to Northwest, okay, in their own, those who got abducted and those who died, see the numbers, see the margin. Guess those who came from Northwest. You'll be hearing the names like Kwakwanso, the names like Atifku. But I don't think people are enraged that much, yeah? Or whether they see anything or they don't see anything at all. Northeast, see the number. The casualty from Northwest. No, I know. I'm just saying that look at the statistics, look at the numbers of how least or how much, how safe or how unsafe Nigeria has been by regions using numbers. Anyway, we have that. And going forward, they said Peter Obi, or should I say IPOB, all right, is more kind of violent than those who are kind of picking their dead bodies on the, you know what I mean? But however, the rage is not against the government. So to say, the rage is more against Obi that they said is shielding IPOB. Here is something. This one is a paper cut or newspaper, cut. You get? One sec. There was a time that, Tinubu was talking about the activities of the IPOB. And he said, in all honesty, they shouldn't be blamed. If everybody should look into the marginalization or whatever that led to what is going on in the eastern part of Nigeria. They were not violent, by the way. Here, this was a while back. I'm talking about those who have actually managed, to be honest, with what is going on in Eastern Nigeria, and those who knows the political hands behind all of this too, right? Now, there was no rage. Don't condemn IPOB. Well, here is a statement. I'm just going back a bit now, just for the record, before we go fully into tonight. In December, was it December or January? I think it was in January this year when Peter Obi came to Chatham House, and he was asked to condemn the activities of the IPOB. On record, I'll play you this.
On the issue of IPOB, maybe you're not following me. Even yesterday, I spoke about Biafra being ended 53 years ago. It's all over the place in this space. I condemn all agitators, but in condemning them, you have to look at what brought about these agitations all over the place. It's not only IPOB. We have Yoruba Nation movement. We have all sorts. When you have created this level of massive poverty, where 63% of your population is poor, you're going to create all sorts of problems. I was speaking to a British minister this morning. I said we have about 40% unemployment. And we have about 60% youth unemployment. Young people in their productive age doing nothing. If you have 15% unemployment in Britain today, you're going to have massive, remember, agitation. Nobody will be able to leave his house. So what you're seeing is a cumulative effect of leadership failure over the years, which will be solved by good governance. When people start seeing justice, fairness, and inclusive government and doing the right thing, all those things will start reversing itself. And that is what me and that is offering. I will talk and discuss with all agitators. There's nothing wrong in that. People agitate even in my house, and I'll talk with them. So I'll deal with everybody. I'll show you of that. Don't worry about that. On issue.
We are now witnessing today is the usual ones. It's called the, diversionary tactics. Okay. Nigeria is melting. No. Nigeria is burning from every corner, every angle. The guys who have managed to take charge, to take over the reign of power in Nigeria, they are not doing anything to reverse that. In fact, it is more or less like finding yourself in a hole, okay? And you continue digging. So you see all this rage, is called diversionary tactic. And I've seen that before. Here you get. If you are so enraged, although somehow the, the increasing violence that these guys are sort of, bringing up here and there, and, altercations here and there as well, as somehow kind of brought the attention of the ruling class in Nigeria once again to the Eastern Nigeria. It happened during Buhari's time. Okay? The same way, it was like playing it exactly how they wanted it to go. Now they have a chance. The military in Nigeria and the rest of them, they have started mobilizing to the Eastern Nigeria right now, okay? In the name of looking for IPOB. We know how that went the last time, okay? And we know that the intention is actually not to, bring, sanity or peace to Eastern Nigeria. It is an effort to dominate, to show dominance, to show kind of, things that are in no way bring about unity. I have seen that before. Okay, Buhari started it. He looked for excuses. It shows that his own didn't start this early, right? But however this goes, we know how it's going to end, because the intention primarily is not to bring any peace, progress, or whatever to Eastern Nigeria. It is to escalate it. And as at today, or should I say, as at last month, June, eastern part of Nigeria, from all record, showed that what? It is still the second safest place in Nigeria today. The safest region with less violence today is southwest Nigeria. Next is southeast Nigeria. The next is south Nigeria. And then you go back up north. North central is boiling. You know that. But the rage is focused there, and the military, as usual, of course, they will resume their catch and release, catch and grab, and the rest that they've been doing under the cover of they were looking for IPOB. But remember, during their campaign, Tinubu said he would negotiate with all of the agitators too. He did say that. He said he will listen to them, listen to everybody, but we know he's never going to do that. All right. I mean, the traits and everything is shown so far. Number one has shown that he's not interested in Eastern Nigeria. Those politicians and the rest of them who have elections, see, in Eastern part of Nigeria right now, especially in Owerri, Imo State, they have elections sometimes in November or so, which is going to increase the tension, and they will increase the tension of their different political attacks, and they're going to drop it on the doorstep of IPOB. Fortunately, those who are kind of nudging them on, who couldn't kind of put a restraint and read the room. Sure you get. So Tinubu is not interested in Eastern Nigeria. If there is anything they are interested in, is to escalate it and further destroy the economy of Eastern Nigeria. It seems working. It worked for Buhari. It is. They are setting the stage for Tinubu as well. But if you have any rage, let us be sincere, okay? The only time I believe, okay, you can be so angry with Peter Obi, is when he is your president, when he becomes your president, and then he is unable to provide security for the people of Northeast, Northwest, Southwest, Southeast, Southwhere, South there, wherever. If he's unable to provide, then you hold him responsible. But we have seen this before. For 8 solid years, they blamed everybody for the failure of insecurity in Nigeria, except Buhari. When Buhari was about to leave, they started blaming him. We have seen that before. Tinubu is your Batidiots. He has appointed service chiefs. And any life that is lost in any part of Nigeria, the blood is on him. Although today, unfortunately, I was talking to a friend earlier today, and we were just talking about things generally. Then our conversation now led to Nigeria and things happening in Nigeria. And we said, do you know that things have gotten so bad that people no longer have any reasonable conversation anymore? People cannot have clearer, sincere, reasonable, unbiased conversation, especially when it comes to Nigeria, because a lot of the people now see things, they see things from the lenses of their ethnic, tribe, and religious, whatever, no matter how much they pretended to hide it. And I said, Baba, that is not going to leave Nigeria ever again. It is like a journey of no return. It is never going to leave Nigeria. It was like, Omo, it's true. Any small thing now, the first thing they will look at is, who is he Igbo, or is he Yoruba, or is he Hausa? That will determine how they are going to see the issue, not exactly for what it is. And these damages done by Tinubu is about to be a sort of a rewarding ticket for those who once believed that Tinubu will wreck Nigeria. And they kind of rose against that, or his emergence. You have heard about the government of national unity, Abi? Okay. They did not popularize it too much anymore. Okay. The government of national unity, I did tell you that. Let me remind you. During their Charade campaign, when I was analyzing how they are going to rig you, how you will go to court, then how they are going to say, okay, fine, the election was rigged, but for the sake of national unity, we cannot cancel the election. You, Mr. Tinubu, be humble in victory. Or you offer all these people, offer them jobs too. Bring them to your government, and they call it government of national unity. So when they muted that, you remember that time when they were talking to Peter Obi to withdraw his case? Part of the conversation then was like, you will send people to people and say, you are Tifku, UOB, listen, I'm ready to offer you. Tell me what you like to take. Tell me what you want and all of that. If you want me to pay back all of the expenses of your campaign, I'll pay that. Or if you want me to give you or any of your guys appointment in my government, I'll do that, okay? So that you can just withdraw the case and I can concentrate on governance and all that. They do that behind the scene when election has so much wahala like this. So around that time, they said Obidient didn't kind of look their side. Atiku, they don't even get a chance of getting closer to him. Here you get. So they now went around Atiku. They started looking for people who matter within Atiku's camp. Okay, started talking to them. What can we give to you? What would you like? Remember this and So around Peter Obi, they are doing the same thing too. Talking to people here, like, come, he's ready to offer you a minister. He's ready to offer you this and that. Okay, just talk to him and the rest. So when that didn't kind of work at the early stage, or there was no conclusion or something like that, that was when they played the card of a papa, Lamediot Pampas. So when they played the card of a Pampas, and that one seems not to also fly, it doesn't matter anymore, So they are back to the normal route, walk around the candidates. There are already rumors. Atiku came out a few days ago and he said, Tinubu is offering people around him ministerial appointments, that they should leave Atiku and come to him. Here you get. Some have accepted, and you will hear their name in Tinubu's ministerial list. Around Peter Obi, there is already ripe rumor. So they also raised an alarm a few days ago that Tinubu is offering people around them ministerial appointment, board appointment, and all those things. And they want them to say yes before Tinubu will submit the name. So from yesterday, we have heard that from Peter Obi's camp, somebody, okay, Marco could tell you, say, na rumor. They said that somebody inside Peter Obi's camp, in fact, 2 people inside Peter Obi's camp have accepted to be ministers on that Tinubu. See, you don't have to take this for what it is, okay? It's just, until the names start coming out, Abby. So Palliative has been fingered. Remember the last time they said Tinubu gave Palliative money? He had to come out publicly to debunk that. There was no evidence, there was nothing. It was a rumor, and it sort of ended up as a rumor, Abby. That rumor is back now. This time around, they are mentioning Doyin Okupe, Palliative. You see these two, except they publicly come out to say, you know what I mean, like, I don't want. The impression is that they have accepted. And you shouldn't be surprised if their names are mentioned as part of names they will forward to the Senate and all that. But remember what I said from the beginning. It is a rumor. And in politics, sometimes it could be, as it is a rumor, it could be an avenue, an opportunity for them to say, see the reactions of people here and there and say, no, I don't want to. Here you get. But talking about that, there is this press conference from the Labour Party themselves around this. And they are so confident that the court is going to remove Tinubu. They are so confident. They said, well, it might have not happened before in Nigeria, but it's going to be removed by the court. So whatever offer is given to them, all this olive and all of that is passing on to them. Carrot and all they don't want. From their own press conference. Please, let's watch this.
Nigeria. This aspiration and conviction was further reinforced by his choice of Dr. Yusuf Gati Baba Ahmed, an astute educator, businessman, former legislator, and a brand new breed politician on the 8th of July 2022 as his vice presidential candidate to very loud. However, in the dramatic sequence of events, our entry into the political race has resulted in an explosion of excitement across the vastness of Nigeria. in the diaspora and indeed the global community. This has been lovingly and organically expressed in its overwhelming acceptance by the people of Nigeria through the robust and endearing presentation of its record, personality, vision, policies, and promise. There is no doubt that this ascendancy of our presidential ticket to prime position in the hearts and minds of Nigerian people has been fueled by the patriotism, vibrancy, creativity, and shining example in discipline, character, and decency of the Obidient movement. It has today rapidly evolved into the biggest voluntary political movement in the history of Nigeria ever. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in just about 4 months only, this organic and massive structured movement, consisting of Nigerians from all walks of life, from varying backgrounds and circumstances of life, from the young and not so young, from professionals, vocations and occupations of all variations, and from every region, nook and corner of the country, have set a record in political mobilization, in organization, loyalty, not experienced in recent history of Nigeria. Unknown to many, a significant number of the youth and drivers of this movement are active members and supporters of other political parties, such as APC, PDP, and others, who could not ignore the apparent superiority in leadership quality, personal disposition, national appeal, private and public service record, and the clear-cut expression of vision and governance solutions which Peter Obi and Subsidy Baba Ahmed have come to represent for all true lovers of progress and national life. So it is significant to observe and also to underline that the Obidient movement has today risen above religion, risen above ethnicity, risen above political affiliation, and all such narrow sentiments to become a truly national movement of Nigerians. As for the APC, their presidential candidacy is fundamentally flawed. It is fundamentally flawed. Through the adoption of a skewed and insensitive Muslim ticket. In tennis, this is called unforced error. Despite all objections across religious lines in a highly religiously sensitive country like Nigeria, at a time when all reason calls for majority, fairness, equity, justice, and balance for the good of the country failed. When we stand against the Muslim ticket, we are not introducing religion into politics. We are trying to take religion out of politics. I deserve the clap. I said I should clap for myself. And it is important that the ultimate and potential possibility of a major political solution and division, which are the natural accompanying negative tendencies that follows institutionalized insensitivity and tolerance by this singular act. This is why, in response to this affront to good judgment, more than at any time in our history, our country today is witnessing our hottest, fiercest, and most dynamic citizen-led political experience, spearheaded largely by the youth population. This dynamism is worth reflecting upon because it is not only novel in our history, but also lies at the crux of our country's direction and ultimate destination in the nearest future. Today, as we commence the campaign of the 2023 round of elections, the registered voter population figure has tripled since 2019, and over 60% of the nearly 100 million registered voters today consist of the youthful population.
Yes, so
again, the most remarkable organic, self-funded movement at the vanguard of the political temperature in the present time, the new Nigerian movement, is made up of this same youthful population. In fact, beyond contest, that is the movement, beyond contest, that this movement has taken.
Let me put it on note and I'll show you the other parts. So at that conference, they were calling for the sack and the arrest of Mamudu Yakubu, the INEC chairman, right? And at the same time, they are telling their supporters not to waver, that you see this rumor about election rerun and all of that is not coming from them, okay? Because the real people pushing the rumor for a rerun or kind of pushing for a rerun mostly is the Atikus people. Because when the issue of this, they are 25% in Abuja, FCT or not, comes up for conversation or whatever, for argument, it's always like a defeatist one for the likes of Atiku, right? So they were telling their members that it is, what do you call it? It is a clear declaration of Obi or nothing else. You know what I mean? Like, there's no point in hoping on a rerun election that you already won, right? Anyway, I'll show you more of that soon. Now, that takes me back to this. When people were asking Obi himself, sometimes in that Chatham House, like, Nigeria is so messed up, right? The rogues have already taken, it's like the lunatics have already taken over the asylum, okay? The looting has begun, by the way, and that's actually the chunk part of this conversation tonight. But again, how is it going to kind of operate within this shack, even if a court declare him winner, like they did when he was declared the winner in Anambra by the court, right? Now, I had this to say, just a flashback, then we'll come back to today.
First question is, how do you deal with the legislators, considering that Labour Party is probably not in control of the legislative arm of the government? Quite frankly, I've been through this as a governor. When I was elected and sworn in as the governor, I have 30 House members not from my party. In fact, nobody from my party was involved. As long as you are pursuing what is right, everybody will go with you, because the legislator is insecure in his place. He knows that his people are without job, and that's what he wants. He wants development. What else is he elected to do? It becomes a problem when you are pursuing transactional policies, which will benefit you, or you're engaging in nepotism where you have to. But if you address it by strictly following the Constitution, which spells out that the system is characterized by simply that we have diversity and all is included, and you did the right things, you don't need to worry about that. On the issue of IPOB, maybe you're not following me. Even yesterday, I spoke about Biafra being ended 53 years ago. It's all over the place in this space. I condemn all agitators, but in condemning them, you have to look at what brought about these agitations all over the place. It's not only IPOB. We have Yoruba Nation movement. We have all sorts. When you have created this level of massive poverty, where 63% of your population is poor, you're going to create all sorts of problems. I was speaking to a British minister this morning. I said we have about 40% unemployment. and we have about 60% youth unemployment.
Tinubu is your Batidiots. And the first announcement, just 5 minutes after he was sworn in, was to remove a subsidy with no further explanation. And for over 40 days now, you have been wallowing in that economic hardship. Okay? No explanation. Even within that 41 or 40 days, these guys have already increased their own salaries by 114%. That was when the bribery started. But they were not done. Now, 40 days after, Tinubu has written the same National Assembly, asking them that the suffering of Nigerians that he promised to assuage, the suffering has gotten so bad. And to cushion the effects, he would need 500 billion naira to cushion the effect of that hardship. Now, that arrangement means, according to them, you remember when they said something about student loan? And I came here to tell you that, na lie, na scam. When they eventually launch it, it's going to be like your N power and all of that. You know what I mean? Just job for the boys and billions for the crooks. You will never see it. But there will be a lasting destruction to your education system in Nigeria. They will leave. I haven't finished saying that. When the schools that knows how hard things are in Nigeria right now started increasing their school fees, including those ones that you only pay maintenance fees, you're not going to be paying school fees. 200% increase in this Nigeria because of student loan, right? So Tinubu wrote the National Assembly. It would need 500 billion. And they want to share that 500 billion naira to 12 million families. Okay? Sounds good, yeah? Buhari, on the eve of handing over to Tinubu, requested, should I say, borrowed $800 million. And he said he was going to share that money to the poorest Nigerians. But he couldn't do it before he left. So Tinubu wrote to the National Assembly and said, I'm going to need 500 billion. Remember, the subsidy we are not paying is about 4 trillion naira. And according to them, remember, they already saved over 400 billion first month that Tinubu removed subsidy. So why would he need another 500 billion when he already saved 400? Does that mean that he need 900 billion? I don't know. It's a scam. You see that $800 million World Bank loan? 500 billion naira from it means about, well, they said the entire money is actually 819 billion naira. So taking 500 billion from that money in the name of sharing 88,000 naira to the poorest families in Nigeria. A lot of you remember that Buhari actually opened a shop for his former girlfriend, Shadia, and they called the office the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Humanitarian whatever. That was the office that was sharing 500 billion a year to poorest Nigerians that nobody knows. You know what I mean? 500 billion naira. There is no portal. There is no means of identification or registration that is open. It is just the number selected photo up here and there, and the money is gone. But this time around, Tinubu said they want to give it to 12 million households. It's more or less like saying if the household is 6, Papa, Mama, Peking, according to them, that's going to be about 6 members of household. 72 million Nigerians will collect 8,000 naira. Not each. 6 people will collect 8,000 naira in a house every month for the next 6 months. When we started doing the math, ladies and gentlemen, we realize that if that should be the case, Tinubu will be requesting for 500 billion naira almost every 2 months to pay these 12 million families across Nigeria. They said you will collect this money for 6 months. Your household will collect 8,000 naira, which is in today's black market, $10. So they will give a family of 6, a family of 4, or a household of, household of 6. They will give them $10 every month for 6 months. So the fraud here is this. Is asking them to amend the 2023 Appropriation Act, which is your budget for 2023. Now, in that budget, Buhari said it was going to, the budget was about 22 or 23 trillion naira. The original budget was about 17 trillion. When they said they had to put subsidy in it, they added subsidy and it came to 23 trillion. But by the time Buhari was leaving, Tinubu told the entire Nigeria publicly that there was no provision for subsidy. Subsidy was gone. You know what I mean? When in fact, their 2023 budget says they will spend 4-point-something trillion on subsidy. So if it's going to be a good math from, 4 trillion that is no longer paying to faceless people, and they are saving that, then they're going to give you, 8,000 naira, which is more or less like from the 500 billion. So they're going to need about 1.5 trillion to at least pay you 8,000 naira for 6 months. Or you are just going to be like, you're just going to hear about it. You are never going to touch it because that would never, it won't be for you. It will be what they usually do. Let me tell you, is this. Once the money is now ready, okay, what they will do is they will now call all of the APC members all over Nigeria. Are you listening? They will now tell all of them to go and put down their names. Anybody they feel like should benefit in their community and all that. So APC members. So they will write their names. All right. And then they will give them conditions. So you see that 8,000 naira. At the end of the day, those poor people that will get the money from their APC party secretariat across Nigeria. Those are the Nigerians that will get the money, by the way. All right. APC. Now, at the end of the day, they may not get more than 2,000 naira from that 8,000 naira you hear. You have heard about 8,000 naira, B. By the time that money gets to the hand of those poor people, it will probably be 2,000 naira. And from that 500 billion naira, if they share 50 billion from that money, make a break. Are you listening to me? If they share 50 billion, 10% of that money to poor people for real in Nigeria, ma bend. So we know the drill. You know what I mean? For almost 6 years, Buhari was giving his girlfriend, Shadia, 500 billion. One ministry in Nigeria, Humanitarian Ministry, that is only sharing money. They have more budgets than education in Nigeria. Ministry of Humanitarian, their budget is more than that of education. It's more than that of healthcare. I'm not joking. It's like an open shop business. Tinubu don't discover them. The next thing now, they may just bring the Ministry of Humanitarian, they will bring it under Remi Werekwe as a mother. So she will be able to oversee it. She's already started Renewed Hope Initiative of First Lady. She will need money. And that's how this scam will start. Transactional government, transactional politics. Remember the list of those who are there, who are supposed to ask how this is actually going to work for them to explain. They would rather, let me see if I still have that clip. Hang on. I think it's this one. Or maybe it's another one anyway. Okay. Now, for those of you who have read the news of your 500 billion naira palliative, before they approve your 500 billion, that's likely 10% of it will never touch your hands, right? These guys also including their own thing there. They say Ministry of Works should take 185 billion. You see, Federal Ministry of Agriculture should take 19 billion. Destruction. Listen to that. I said, Federal Ministry of Agriculture to ameliorate the massive destruction to farmlands across the country during the severe flooding experienced last year. 19 billion. 35 billion to the National Judicial Council. The judiciary also collected their own share from the bazaar. 35 billion. The National Assembly, which no, they say FCT, Abuja, for critical project. What is critical project? 10 billion naira. It's not stated though. It's part of what the Assembly approved. I mean, National Assembly approved though. Almost 70 billion to National Assembly to support the working conditions of new members. 70 billion naira for 360 House of Reps members, 109 senators, 469 human beings, in order for their working condition, they will give them 70 billion. Remember what I told you then that, you know, a lot of those who are your lawmakers, APC, PDP, Labour, Accord, ABGA, whatever, and all that, the moment they get into the National Assembly, they will become hustlers. Hustlers in the sense that you will first fight for juicy positions, committee, so that you can be there when everybody is bringing their budget. You know, they call it budget defense. And if the executive needs something, they have to think about you too as lawmakers. You are not going to just approve. They have to, and as they normally do, when this whole thing started, I told you, they said they need to give the new lawmakers, each of them, at least 50 million naira to go and look for where to live, which house, so that when you get the house and all of that, you are settled down. Sure you get. Then we need to talk about how much you'll be collecting to furnish the house, to, you know, and other stuff. So that's 70 billion. Now for 470 people. And the 500 billion is for 72 million of you. How is that fair? You see, normally, when you know that you want to have a palliative for people, the way you would do it is that you let them go and access it themselves. Those who need, you know, go to your local government and register, or job center and register. Go to this so and so and register. Take them there and register them, and then you know, if they have to open bank accounts for them or anything, you know what I mean. Like you can even use this. It's government money, 500 billion. 500 billion for 12 million households. So if you open 12 million bank account for them, that is your data on this 12 million. If the money is really for them, the 500 billion will be in an account, and all of these 12 million accounts, they will be linked to this bigger account where the money goes to. You know what I mean? So everybody that is kind of attached to it, you know where every penny goes to. But in Nigeria, you know, that's now it works. 10% of the money will not touch the hand of those who need them. You know that. But you see, just less than 500 people will take 70 billion. That's not their salary or anything. No. This is just to help them settle down. 470 people to settle down. So many of them are already members of National Assembly. A lot of them have properties all over Abuja, but they will still collect all of that because they are lawmakers. Here you get. And as for Kolu will get what he wants. They will get what they want. And the rest of you can continue to go and pray for better Nigeria, or pray for your leaders to deliver Nigeria. You know, a deja vu. Is that not what is called deja vu? It's a deja vu. The Tinubu over the weekend, right, hosted the former governors. They called them the 1999 sets. Okay? These were governors who were governors from 1999 to 2007 or so. So he played host to them, and your $250 million jailbird is now a golden boy in the villa. I mean, it's good to see them back, Abi. So Ibori is now one of the kingmakers, and as it stands, they are now forming the board of advisors or board of advisors to Tinubu in the villa. And even one of them decided to be the spokesperson, and is also another retired or reactivated thief. Do you remember him? This one.
He wants us to also let you know that the decisions that he has taken so far might be painful, but it's just like a childbirth. In order to celebrate a child, you must go through labor. Therefore, Nigerians should wait patiently and believe in him that he's going to come up with palliatives that will put a smile on the faces of every one of us in Nigeria.
That's the former governor of Edo State, Lucky Igbinedion. And this one too, remember.
I had a very wonderful time with the president. You seem very alert and very clear in the direction he wants to take the country. But he can't do it alone. He needs all of us. Whosoever is on this saddle is Nigeria on the saddle, and we must stand by him. We must give our best. And I want to tell you that people like me, others like Governor Wike and Governor Makinde and other wonderful Nigerians, we have made up our mind that it is better to stand with a man of vision and to stand with Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu for the betterment of our country. That is why I'm here. Let me start with the first one. The last one. Let me say again unequivocally, I've said it in several fora, I will never be a member of the APC. I am a PDP man. If anything takes me out of a PDP, or if I don't do partisan politics again, I will be the husband of my wife at home. It is not a matter of party. Nigeria is bigger than all political parties and all interest groups. I want to tell you again, you don't have to take an appointment to make a difference. Nigeria is about 200 million population. We all can be in appointment. Whosoever makes it, either in the APC or in an attempt to have a government of national unity, it's all about service. May I say to you expressly, I am not a desperate person at all. But I don't shy away, and I will never shy away to give direction wherever I am. I am with this government without apologies. Majority in the past can tell you, even when I was a sitting governor in Ekiti, I've always spoken well of Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu. I never knew today would come. And may I say to you, the agenda that I joined in the G5 to pursue is to have a Southern president. Today, a Southern president has emerged, and we're all with him. Lastly, I don't know if I have answered the three questions. Thank you. Well, I want to say to you that Nigerians know me very well when President Buhari was to come. From day one, I made it very clear that the president will not do well. I did not hide. I was open to it, and I say it repeatedly. May I say to you, sir, ladies and gentlemen of the press, let me tell you, if Asiwaju turns back on his promise, all he said when he was campaigning, I will be the first to talk. I am not timid, though. and I don't shy away from facing challenges. But the man I have seen today, I don't eulogize and I don't praise to curry favor. I am no more a small boy. Let me tell you, the man I saw today, and for the actions we have seen, means well for Nigeria. But if there's any reason to derail, it will not be deliberate. And we will all be able to draw his attention to his brief as the President and Commander-in-Chief of our country. Let us be optimistic, let us be hopeful, and let us believe that there will be a turnaround. We are already in the opposition, sir. Sorry? I'm doing more than opposition. If the government in power is not doing the right thing, we'll be courageous enough to tell the government in power. That was why I told you, when Buhari was president in this country, I didn't shy away from telling him the truth and the government. And may I say to you, I said it here, that if the president, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, is shying away from his brief, Ayofayoshe Ushuku will be courageous enough to tell him, you see, I'm 63, I'm not a small boy anymore.
Fayoshe, among those who are now regulars around the Tinubu, and it does seem trying to make it like, you know what, if I don't get the attention or anything I want at some point, I will talk you. But he said that Tinubu is making some amazing decisions, blah, 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 blah. Well, you heard him. So Kalu himself, there's this lady called Betty, what's her name again? Betty Edu. You know that lady that is always dancing on Tinubu's campaign stage? The one that's always mostly doing the interpreter sometimes, of what, you know? Well, she wants to be a minister, okay? And from, you know, from the report, they said her name is already kind of pushed to be a minister, but she can't overdo now. She mobilized, she's the woman leader of APC, so she mobilized all the women from 36 states, allegedly, to go and sing for Kalu today. In the villa. See ya. And then Kalu met with them, okay? He did say a few things, and I think I have them on camera. But let's go into the all. A quick one.
The national anthem, please. The APC Women
assistant coordinator.
To push the, the ministerial candidacy of Betty Edu. Better, I'll be better Edu, I'll be Betty, better Edu, I don't know. Meanwhile, she's already going to be a minister. Another person that is also, probably from what I heard, doesn't have to push anything is, what's her name again? Oh, Abike Dagboru. Like Abike Dagboru is also going to be a minister. Betty is going to be a minister, but you just can't take any chance. So she took people there. Yeah, it's Kolu talking to them in the Balabulu language. Listen, when I put this on, right? Don't go start listening like you want to hear something reasonable. Just listen to an old man, all right? Who is just trying to be to sound sensible, even though soft. I mean, just listen.
The question of security is paramount in my mind. We're back to discuss that over and over again because women are the highest victim of insecurity anywhere in the world, particularly in Nigeria. We have to pay attention to that. Medicare is another serious matter that we will pay attention to. And medical industrialization and availability to all of you, your children, and your relations is extremely important at this period of our nation development. I can assure you that I've maintained an open door policy. I will continue to do that. And will be with you anytime you call on me.
There's this blank there. I'll give you the other one. Medical industrialization. Medical industrialization is a priority this time around. Women. Anytime I have operated an open door policy to ensure that when you call me, I will be there. Call Uniel. I've told you, don't go and listen. Let's say something reasonable is going to come out of there. No. It's just like somebody, old man, we get dementia. We can't try make sense, but they will be remembering all the buzzword, women, empowerment, youth, care, healthcare, children, women, love, family, careers, just drop them in all like that. Maybe people go, they find the meaning to whatever you are saying. See another one. Listen.
You work so hard politically, despite so many hurdles on our way. You overcame many problems. Is it for scarcity? Or Naira confiscation? Tell the story. Your children will get more rewards than what you have, because they have a future in this country now.
That one day you are going to listen to me, and when I say listen to me, right, you are going to have that, that mind that whenever I tell you what to expect, whenever I want to play Kolu's video, right? So I'm going to get you to that stage whereby you understand how to understand Kolu, and you will never be disappointed. When I was growing up in Odogbolu, I grew up among elderly people. I'm talking about very, very old people. Not just old, very old. Like 90, 100, God knows, maybe 120. I'm talking about people, you go see them like this, you know, you will realize there's only skin. Not even, well, maybe skin, not much flesh anymore. Skin covering bones. And you'll be wondering, how are they still alive or talking? These are the kind of people I grew up with. Old people. So as a young boy, I could easily tell the difference between old people, right, and young people. You know, old people who have wisdom. You know, these old people, they get wisdom going when they are young. They say old wisdom, but they're going to miss her. When they are talking to you, when they are doing, you know, they are talking passionately about things. And for the few minutes, they remember something, like 3-4 minutes. They'll be so articulate, straightforward, but after that, now bala, blue, bala, you know, it will just be like, you'll be the one sometimes that will be bringing them back to a conversation or making them to, but if you really want to enjoy them, just let them repeat all the good old days that they actually remember, like their own personal good old days. That's how you relate with old people. You don't give them a job. You don't say, oh, yeah, come and start talking about economy. Come and start talking about security and the rest. So yeah, you get to that stage that when I say Kolu, you are not going to start being like, no. You're going to look at him as that old grandpa, great grandpa. That, you know, apart from politics and all that, you'll be like, you know, this lovely old grandpa that you cannot be angry with. You know, that kind of one that you just like, how am I going to be angry with this one? I'm not saying you shouldn't be angry with Kolu because it's a different ball game. Or you won't need to be expecting anything reasonable from him. Your children are going to benefit from what? From this Nigeria. Now, let me tell you one thing quickly, ladies and gentlemen. One of the reasons why Naira in Nigeria will continue to fall, no matter how much they try to pump the dollars, the forex, because number one, their intention of waiting for bulk dollars to pump into the economy and then control the dollar exchange and all of that in Nigeria without any production backing it. I've done this before. I've explained all of this, but I'm not going to go into all of that now. So they are not doing that. They want to pump the dollar and say, okay, we can now. But what will happen when that dollar finally is consumed? You want to pump in, the price go back to where it is. And in order to what? The fact that they have no intention of actually like pumping any dollar in, but other than looking for a means of milking the system themselves, including if they have to go and borrow money to do that. Now they will do that. Buhari, before he left, they have already increased the borrowing capacity of Nigeria by another 5% beyond what the world recommend. There have been a World Bank recommendation. They've increased that. So Kolu can borrow. And the more they borrow, the more the valuation of your Naira. Nothing is backing the Naira. The whole show off, the gathering of thieves, gathering of jackass, when they begin to suck, every idea they are telling you will help you and help your economy, you will see all of them go up in smoke. A pound sterling is now 1,039 Naira. 1,040 Naira in a pound sterling. Come. So if I give you 1,000 Naira, now 1,000 pound sterling now 1 million Naira I give you, so 1 million Naira. If anybody gives you $1,000 right now 800 and something thousand Naira they give you, over 800,000 Naira, $1,000. And it's already been over 3 weeks since Kolu and his guys said they are doing something about forex, whatever, remember? And it's going to first go up, then it's going to crash. You are waiting for it to crash, Abi. These guys are waiting to export their loot, which is also going to come from all this forex and every available resources that could help the country go into production of something productive. So if you're not investing in that and you're waiting on taxing people to bring the money in, sure you get. And then you are packing it and then you are taking it out again. Of course, it's going to continue. Like maybe before December, pound sterling will be 1,500 naira. Kofo bodo si Nigeria mo. You see, if your pound sterling, if your Naira gets so bad to the point that you are changing one pound for 1,500 naira, Baba, I don't pray that any of my cases in that country then. Because even me will not be able to save them. I'm not joking, no. In case you don't have a clue about what I'm saying, now body go tell everybody, including all of us with the abroad. Seriously. Because what they are doing is that they would have to continue to sacrifice this. They need money. It's either they print, meanwhile, it's either they print or they continue borrowing. And as new whatever, they need this money. And since all the suckers are everywhere, the one that sucked Benue State dry. Autumn. You remember Autumn of Integrity Group with G5? People mad, sha. When Autumn left government, there is already an accusation of looting of Benue State money to the tune of over 107 billion naira. You go there and say, where you see that money? Where Benue see that money? You go ask Autumn, Baba, to the point that when Autumn left government in Benue State, that's why all of those things that we thought Autumn is this, Autumn is that, Autumn is only, bewiri. Open the car shop, Nisha. Somebody will come out for governor office, sign the document that it was going to be, sign the law that they should be paying him pension, build him house in Benue, build him house in Lagos or Abuja, anywhere where you want. Give him 2 cars, 4 cars every 2 years. They will pack all the cars in Benue State government also to God knows where. When they found out, he said he was a car, he's a car dealer. Autumn the car dealer. When did Autumn become a car dealer? And our government cars, they won't go take open business. Anyway, Olegba, they didn't want to send people there to go and chase and collect all the cars. See Autumn car mats. AIT is the owners of this video, so the credit goes to them.
This automobile workshop, located along Makudi-Odupo Road, within Makudi Benue State's administrative capital, was the venue of the latest sting operation of the Assets Recovery Committee instituted by the state government. It is owned by the immediate past governor of the state, Samuel Otom. About 30 vehicles, which the committee claimed belonged to the state government, were then forcefully opened and towed away from the premises.
You don't miss count. No pass.
You know, this committee was set up a couple of weeks ago, right? And we've been doing quiet tracing of the properties of government, both movable and immovable assets, but mostly vehicles that were bought between 2015 and 2023. We discovered from the records that most, if not all, of the vehicles that were bought between this period were taken away by some persons. And based on some of the reports, some of the security reports we have got, and some of the surveillance that have been carried out in a couple of places, we discovered that some of the vehicles are kept in certain places. And we needed to get to those places to establish if those vehicles are government vehicles, so we could recover them. In doing that, we had to obtain a search warrant to get into those places. So it is after we obtained the search warrant that we decided that some of the places that we had some reports that some of these vehicles were hidden, we need to move into them and evacuate those vehicles. That's what exactly the team of the Committee on the State Assets Recovery has done.
A move seen by the media aide to the former governor as the height of illegality.
This is vendetta. It is a witch hunt. It is persecution. The current administration has not hidden its decision, its resolve to torment the immediate past governor of Benue State, Samuel Otom. And what you are seeing is just that manifestation. As we said in that statement, all former governors of the state left with their vehicles, the vehicles that were officially allocated to them. And Governor Samuel Otom's case cannot be an exception. Before the tenure of his administration elapsed, the State Executive Council made a resolution and asked him and his deputy and other appointees of that administration to leave with their vehicles. So it appears that the current government is yet to look into the extracts of the exco and hand over notes. If they do that, and when they do it, they will realize that Chief Otom has not done anything illegal. It has been the tradition. And even members of this current government, the chief of staff to the governor, is a former lawmaker of the state, was a majority leader, and he left government with official vehicles. The chairman of the Assets Recovery Committee, Honorable Hingabiem, is a former appointee of government, and he left government with official vehicles. And many others, like the former speaker, Tekimbi Kange, who are also members of the committee. Many of them, like Nick Ewero, many of these people have official vehicles. So what are they telling us, if not witch hunt? So it's quite sad, it's unfortunate, but like someone said, perhaps the earlier administration is using the witch hunt of Samuel Otom to cover up what the people are saying, poor start, because they are yet to fulfill any of those promises that they made to the people. And we expected that should be the starting point. Governments come and go. He is here today. Of course, he will buy vehicles. And when he's leaving, his government will do what is...
It is smoke Igbo. It is take Indian. 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 It is smoke Igbo.
There is lapses there, or there are lapses rather. It is smoke Igbo, it is smoke India Pabi in the name of did you see how he started gaslighting the new thieves who are coming for the old thieves to take what they have stolen? Do you see that confidence? Government properties, you will them to yourselves. Like, who does that? Eh? So that another one will come in and he will budget billions of naira, buy other expensive automobiles, cars. Eh? And when he's leaving, he will drive away with them. So how come they took all the government cars? That the majority of those cars you are seeing, somebody said, it's all this pickup, they cannot be less than 30 million. You are talking about the normal price, Abi. Do you think Nigerian politicians buy things like normal prices? Eh? You know one lady called Stella Odua. She's a former minister in Nigeria. You remember Stella Odua? Stella Odua, during her own time, she used 460 million naira to buy 2 BMW cars. Government official, minister. The original price of the cars, they put the original prices of the 2 cars, they put them at 78 million naira each. Stella Odua paid over 230 million for one. So do you think Autumn bought those cars at the normal prices, Abi? Ridiculous people. When they want to build a project, they will use ×5 of the money to build substandard projects. When they want to sell that property as government property, they set them as scraps. When they budget for their cars, you will see billions, hundreds of millions of naira for cars. When they want to sell them to themselves or with them to themselves, they sell them as scraps. Multi-million naira properties, they sell them as scraps. And they get away with them all the time. But this one won't pay anything. Yuma, somebody is asking for you, Yuma. Probably when the line is open tonight, you'll come in and have a say. Autumn, the man that we believe stood his ground, defended the Benue people, spoke out against the Fulani terrorism, is a thief. Ogbojuole. He robbed. He stole all the vehicles from government house. Congo put them for sale at his car shop. Who does that? Anyway, he's a member of a G5 integrity group of a Werewike. So if you don't believe that, I mean, the last time they said that Buhari has relocated out of Nigeria. Did you hear that? Did you read that just somewhere? Yeah, he came to the UK and he stayed here for a while. But to prove to everybody that, no, instead of Daurao, they were took a nice stroll. You want to see? Take a look.
Wallahi tallahi gashi ga nan General Muhammadu Buhari yau ga mu ga Buhari ai ko dai Allah ne iko ranka ya dade Allah ya kara maka lafiya Allah ya kara maka lafiya Allah ya kara maka lafiya baba Allah ya kara maka lafiya baba Allah ya kara maka lafiya baba. General Muhammadu Buhari. Allah ne iko. Na zubar da kana da wani gina a can wajen. Garin kallon Buhari. Na'am, ina zuwa. Mu student ne mu daga Bauchi ne mun zahar technology. From Bauchi. Wallahi tallahi gashi. Ga
That is a General Muhammadu Buhari. Oh my God. God will give you good health. General Muhammadu Buhari, like that. I told you about good news earlier, right? One of the things that has taken effect, or should I say visible effects, of the removal of subsidy in Nigeria, from what we heard, is that a lot of businesses outside Nigeria are collapsing. I'm talking about illegal businesses dealing in illegal or smuggled petrol from Nigeria. Now it is not worth it anymore, since you can only smuggle cheap oil to go and sell at your own choosing price. Somebody recorded this. Now, I was saying speak, but somebody told me the meaning, and it's pretty much like, because of the removal of subsidy of fuel in Nigeria, this Cameroon depot of illegal dealing on stolen oil from Nigeria, they have gone out of business like this.
Kungani nan shine Kustiri border town ne da yake cikin Kamaru yake tsakanin Injamena, Najeriya da Kamaru. Kun ga duk waɗannan jarkoki da kuke gani yalon nan da black market ake ebowa daga Najeriya ake kawowa nan gurin da shi. To yanzu da yake Najeriya ta cire subsidy an yi fakin waɗannan jarkokin, duk waɗannan drums da jarkoki da kuke ganin nan duka man Najeriya ne ake shigowa da suna. To wannan kusuri kenan kadai. Abin da yake faruwa haka da kuke ganin nan haka yake faruwa a ba ni sunan shi Garwa, haka yake faruwa a Marwa, haka yake faruwa a Gidar. Duka wannan da kuke ganin shine subsidy Najeriya da ake faɗa ɗin. Kun gan su nan? To duk jarkokin nan sun zama ba su da amfani. Wannan filin da kuke gani wallahi ya fi hekta 100, ba wani abu a ciki banda jarkoki. To duka waɗannan wurin jarkoki ne kuma man Najeriya ne, banda jarkoki yalon nan ga drums. So bari nuna muku, bari ku da ku gani, kun ga duk waɗancan rumfa ne da aka yi don a rage rana tun da fetur ne. To duka fetur ne, duka fetur din Najeriya ne a ciki. Muna ba tare da Tinubu. Kun ga wayannan ba ni sunan su drum ne wanda sauran fetur din da aka shigo da su wanda ba su kare ba ne suna nan a ciki. To muna tare da Tinubu ya cire subsidy, kar a kuskura a mai da subsidy, don asibitocin Najeriya kenan da hanyoyin Najeriya. Irin wannan rumfan da kuke gani rumfa ne kadai ta fi guda 1000 a cikin nan gurin, kuma duka da kuke gani fetur ne a ciki daga Najeriya, shine subsidy ne. To duk wanda yake son Najeriya dai dole ne zai ce a cire wannan subsidy din. To na gaishe ku, Allah ya samu gane. To kun gani nan shine kusuri.
Ko àwọn ọlọ́pàá máa kó anybody lẹ́nu. Ko àwọn ọlọ́pàá máa kó anybody lẹ́nu. Ko.
So did you see that place? You see that thousands of jerry cans used in stockpiling supposedly cheap. It's not stolen. It's just that they are diverted their products, Abi, or stolen. I don't think they are stolen. Anyway, it is like a black market for cheap oil from Nigeria. The moment they remove subsidy, the ship that are going to Cameroon to sell cheap oil after collecting money in Nigeria, they no longer turn up. I don't know. I mean, Cameroon is also oil producing country. Why is Nigeria oil? The one that is funding their economy too, cheap oil. Anyway, the Nigerians, they told that they removed the subsidy to benefit. Hopefully, they can roll out the link on how you are going to really tap into it. It's already said. They said that you're going to get 8,000 Naira. There are other things that Kolu said is rolling out. A lot of people are saying is fighting for this legitimacy like mad. Anyway, I'll tell you. From what Kolu announced, where is that number one? I think this is number one. So from what Kolu is announcing today, they said Kolu has declared state of emergency on food and water in Nigeria. Shebi, you know, saying love declaring executive order and all of that. Abi, oh yeah, I don't talk. Oh yeah, it go be. We be jebe abi. Anyway, Kolu has has ordered, the immediate release of fertilizers and grains to farmers and households, whatever that means. Synergy between Ministry of Agriculture, blah, blah, blah. Creation of National Commodity Board for price assessment and maintenance of strategic food reserve. Something like, they're going to dictate what prices are going to be everywhere once they flood this. These are just declaration with nothing, by the way. Increase security measures for farms and farmers. No riro. Yeah. Once you can arrest the terrorists, the farmers will go back to the farm and they can actually cultivate and then, harvest food to crush any food crisis in Nigeria. Okay, but whatever that means, increase security measures. Central bank's role in funding agricultural value chain to be enhanced. What the hell? Emefiole spent over 2 trillion Naira on Anchor's borrowers program. This was an idea to give cheap fertilizers and give money to farmers. Boko Haram came, Fulani terrorists came, they destroyed all the farms. Last, they no reach the money they recovered from their paddy rice is not up to 200 billion naira. So yeah, it's just like Buhari's policy too, make it look new, right? Activation of 500,000 hectares of land for farming and river basin. Oh dear, these are Emefiole's stuff too. This is what Emefiole spent over 2 trillion naira on. Anyway, I just now repeat some sure. Tinubu is making them look like he's declaring blah 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 on food. He's not declaring any jack shit, man. All you have to do is to provide security for the farmers. They will go back to farms. And every other support around that time will make sense. Nowhere is safe. Everybody's away. You know that. Right? Okay. He said deployment of a concessionary capital funding to the agricultural sector. That was Emefiole's policy. Give money to agriculture, give money to farmers, give money to this. Without security, it is all waste. Improvement of transportation and storage facilities for agricultural products. How many of such were built in 8 years of Buhari? How many? Just same, right? This is not going to crash the price of food. No. Increase of revenue from food and agricultural exports. They're going to tax the food and agricultural export. They're going to tax you more to take them out. Okay. To discourage you, Abi. Improved facilitation of trade by working with Nigerian customs. What the hell? What does that even mean? Working with Nigerian custom on what? Of bringing food inside Nigeria. Take it away from Dangote. Give the license to anybody who can bring in food and anybody who can grow food. At the end of the Nigerians will have cheap food, quality food here and there. Like that's how it should be, Abi. No be so? Free market. Massive boost in employment and job creation in the agricultural sector. What does that even mean? Massive boost. So farmers will make more money. Farmers will employ more people to work on the farms. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, commitment to ensuring every Nigerian has access to affordable food. What does that even mean? Like, these are just like common talk. That people will talk, you know what I mean? Like, you just say them in a way that they'll say, oh, that's a very good idea. What the hell? You are government, for goodness sake. Commitment to ensuring every Nigerian have access to food. I'm tired.
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and the other thing. Take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps. We create our food. Abi, that's money for the farmers. That's consumption for the soldiers and skill development. Don't call them illiterate. Don't talk about illiteracy. Anybody who can own gun, who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cock and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor in the farm. And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths.
Àtisebo, àtisete, àti ń parọ́ tipẹ́, àtisete, òtítọ́ òdìmú òdodo òsì mọ́, àtisete, kágbádé fálárì, àtisete, kágbẹ̀bí fálárì, àtisete, adájọ́ ń parọ́ torí owó, àtisete, òtìlú ń parọ́ nítorí ipò, àtisete, èdò gbówó ń tẹ́, àtisete, ìjà ń jà aráàlú, àtisebo.
way, that is on that. I'm thinking of switching straight to us, taking our usual call and have our charts as usual. But there is this, my heartfelt condolences to the people of Ikorodu and then, Igbogbo, all those areas, Sha. Sure, you get my condolences to all of you on the continued death of your roads. Somebody shared this with me, and I said, "Would you believe this is Lagos?" Just asking, because when I saw Odogbolu on Google Map today, I have never felt so depressed in my life. You know, it's not that kind of depression. No. You know that thing that would just make you feel like, like, where do you even want to start from? I left Odogbolu. I went to go and check some other towns. I went on to go and check Ijebu, Street View. Where are we going to start from? Ijebu? But if they ask you, if they say this is Lagos, okay, I think some of you will agree. Don't let me pretend that you don't know, but this is Lagos, Nigeria. Ikorodu Igbogbo. In the last 6 years has generated over 5 trillion naira in 6 years from taxes from the people. And then the revenue, the sharing money from the rest of Nigeria that they share to everybody, Niger Delta money. Lagos is the richest state in Nigeria, but it is also the mega slum of Africa. No contest. Ogbeni, no they drag me. Say, I've told you before I said it, I said, me, I'm from Ijebu. And when I saw the level of dilapidation, Baba, I was doing this street view. Okay, I was at my past place today, and we're talking about a delivery that I couldn't get to Odogbolu because the delivery guy said Odogbolu is not on Google Map. What do you mean by Odogbolu is on Google Map? You the why me? Odogbolu is on Google Map. But Odogbolu, the address inside Odogbolu, number 7, it show quarters. It's not on Google Map. What do you mean? So I decided to grab the phone myself and I type it there. Number 7, it show quarters, Odogbolu. That was how I ended up on the street view of Odogbolu today. You need to see the streets. You need to see the main road in my town. The whole thing don't almost shop come out. Like, you know the road, you have one main road in a town. Long road. But that road, it don't chop. It don't chop. Can't be like, say, now the only sign that this road you once have tarred road. Like, they don't tar the place before they burn me. I was turned to 40 years in January. I have never seen any new relay or any new fixing of that road, but it wasn't that bad. Today, honestly, you know that kind of time that you just feel like, where do you really want to start from? I was going from street to street in Odogbolu today, my hometown. I was going and I was seeing everywhere the old houses, the old what have you, the red mud, the dusty road, the dusty everywhere, like dusty, like no road. Illumi, what's happened? I went to the local government in front of the you know that piggery. I don't know if you have visited piggery before, right? I went on to go and check the road to the federal government college, Odogbolu, gone. And I was like, they've been having government in Ogun State for a while. Odogbolu has been having local government chairman. One of my old friends even served as a councillor. When he made small money, he left Odogbolu. He went to Abeokuta. The small money he made as a councillor in Odogbolu, he went to Abeokuta to go and buy a land, build a small house there, forgot Odogbolu. Today, I was showing my friend that you look at this place, they say it's clinic in Odogbolu. That is my friend's constituency project, councillorship project. They call it clinic outpost. On the side of a dusty road like that. It's not a clinic. It's just like, you know, when they send the nurses from the main health center, so they can come to that part of the town and sit down for anybody who wants to check their BP and all of that. My friend bought paint. He bought a 2 liter of paint or whatever, right? They painted it blue and yellow. This project is innovated by Honorable Leke. So I saw all of that today, and I was like, oh my God, look at Odogbolu. Hey! So why am I saying all of that is that it got so touchy. I won't lie to you. I was like, where is the government then? APC, for example, has been ruling my own state, Ogun State, since 2011. Can you believe that? And when you get to the people who share border with Lagos and they are from Ogun State, Akute, Alagbule, Alagbado, you know what I mean? They are like living in hell. And I'm like, what is now motivating some of you who spend so much energy defending these criminals and saying that they have changed life, they have done this? You know, the immediate past, the person who served as the House of Assembly member for my Odogbolu local government is from my hometown. Now, one of my own Elegbon's wife, sure you get now, wife of one of my Egbons, in Odogbolu, the immediate past one. She would tell me how it's not easy. Hey, Baba, come me. You see, it's not easy like that. You see, we are trying to talk. The governor is doing his best. I saw my hometown today. I was like, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. But there are APC and all of them around there too. And when I saw those of Lagos, I was like, you know what? Before anybody go tell me, say, where you come from, Mayegun? What about you? Go back to where you come from. I know where I come from. Oh. And I know those who are destroying the place. They are no other people than Tinubu's people. If all of them are watching me right now from Odogbolu, lójú ara yín ẹ̀ ń ṣòṣèlú náà nìyẹn o. Àbí ní Odogbolu kọ́ nìyẹn. Where the young people have no real job. Those who have jobs are just Okada riders. The entire town is, man, and a lot of you, every small thing, PDP, APC, you carry your head, carry your flag everywhere, old, young, all of you, jobless, miserable, and the rest, in that same place that they have turned to a complete shithole. Morile ni Erubami. For the first time, I actually feel like there's this decision I should have made a long time ago that I didn't, and I'm actually going to have to make now. Like, it was scary. And you are there, our elders, your elders, Amosun, elders Sidapo, elders Benga, and the rest of you. You are wallowing in that squalor, in that poverty, like that. But one day go be one day, one day go be one day that this whole thing, will change. I kind of feel that. But for now, Ori buruku ti wọ́n ti ṣe tí gbogbo yín faramọ́ ten back up. We'll see how long that goes. So yeah, talking about them, leaving us in our own squalor, making it look like they are helping you. When indeed, redevelopment kokon, any changes kokon. I don't know if I should say God bless you, Nabi. You should think for yourself. So I'll leave it at that. For now, I want to go and make my own cup of tea, because this one is that one is cold. Now I'm going to leave my line opened. Okay, so you can call in and then add your voice, like normally, right? Let's chat on your own views. But that will be when I come back. So to everybody who is still here, remember, you can still like my broadcast too. You can still like it, you can still share it, and you can still subscribe. And indeed, you can call in to also be part of this. All right? So until I get back, don't go anywhere. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, it's Ifeanyi.
Hey, Ifeanyi, that's you back. How are you doing tonight?
Yes, I'm very good. I'm very good, thank you. I've been following you. Thank you very much for today.
Thanks, Baba.
Nigeria is Nigeria is giving us. It's almost a comedy central. They are giving us a field day. We have a lot to talk about. So I'll be very quick.
Please.
I'll be very quick. Mayegun.
Huh?
You are from Ogun State, right?
Very much.
If Ogun State is like a country of its own, maybe imagine with Oshun, Lagos State, just Yoruba area, all those Yoruba areas, southwest Nigeria. And the vessel we talked about left, somebody loaded that vessel and left, and you know that oil is your oil.
That's right.
The Ogun State people have
from Ondo. No, it's from Ondo. It's not even our own yet. Okay. It's actually the state next to us, Ondo. Like if you put us as Yoruba together, let me say something quickly, right? Before you continue. Now, Ogun State, right? As on record, the Ogun State has the largest deposit of LNG in Nigeria, untapped yet, liquid natural gas, right? Same bit to another, the rest of them. And talk about as a country, Ogun State by population and maybe kind of slowly by size is the size of Scotland. Scotland is about 5.5 million. Ogun State people is about 6 million people.
Which means you're actually bigger than
country. Yes, on our own, no. But as Yoruba, we'll also be a bigger part of that Yoruba country if we are a big as a Yoruba country too. I want you to continue on the parts of that stolen oil.
That's very good. Well, my point with would have been if you know a man who is from Ondo, who is in charge of oil shipment in Ondo State, and that kind of thing happened, would you people not have held that person responsible up to now?
Automatically now. It's not hard.
You would have held that person up to responsible up to now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, They have brought out the money for agriculture, and the reason is they are fighting hunger, which is very good, right? State of Punjab in India, I read somewhere have over 700,000 tractors. Those are people who want to solve agricultural problems. Nigeria have less than 50,000. Confirm this, and I'm telling you, the whole Nigeria have up to less than 50,000 tractors. So if a proper human being would have, first of all, if you want to tackle that hunger problem, is it not safer to go for those kind of things that will help the farmers?
Tell them.
Good. You want to share them cash to buy which food? The food that is not available. Why are they thinking like this? And then they said they are declaring war on agriculture. How do you declare war on? Who is fighting who? Who is fighting who? Who are they fighting with? Who are they fighting with? All these things they are doing now in Nigeria now, packaging everything and doing all this what they are doing now. IPOB supporters, Atiku and all this, are fighting themselves over something everybody knows the truth. The most despicable picture I saw today is the picture of Ibori in Aso Rock.
Yes, sir.
Ibori did not meet Tinubu outside Aso Rock, inside Aso Villa.
Inside his bedroom, now like presidential villa gongon. Sure, you get it now.
How can that? So where you go? How can that be possible?
Well, it don't happen.
Currently, you are living in a developed economy. UK is a developed economy. They can afford to share. Do you know that UK can afford to share money?
Of course, now.
Okay, have anybody ever given you raw cash? How can you give people raw cash?
It won't happen. You would have to go and apply if you qualify.
This idiot. This idiot needs to reactivate their Bank of Industry and the Bank of Agriculture, where farmers who are real farmers can go and access easy loans. Not that kind of loan where they tell me to bring my grandfather's birth certificate, not kind of useless loan. Give these people soft loans so that they can go and feed themselves. What are we doing? What are we doing? Nearly 1 trillion naira now. They will share this thing hand to hand. And just like you have already said, it's not going to anybody's pocket. No. This thing is going straight to, it's just going to be used to settle people who read the election. I already know that's what's going to happen. Now, but the one that is going to judiciary is not to settle
the their own 35 billion. They don't settle them with that. More still come, you know. If then deliver judgment in his favor, they still go get more. That's the promise.
What are we doing? So what are we doing? So why are people relaxing? Why are people comfortable with all these things? What are we doing?
Have you seen Kenya?
What are we doing?
Kenya, so because of price of food, then don't they street scene. So police on the shoot tear gas, then they throw stone for 4 days now. Kenya they fire out. Here you get. Nigerians today say it go be.
Why are you gonna listen to President of Zambia? I'm not saying that the Zambia is fine. But when the man is talking, you know that these people are planning to do so. There is something they are planning to do that will work for everybody. Nobody knows what is going on. You know everything you are saying this evening. None of these things make sense. People are just group of women. We go. Let me tell you what will happen tomorrow. Youth will gather themselves and go to Asoro. What is going on? Elderly people will still go. Crippled people.
Kings will still go. Royal fathers will go. Bishops, everybody will still go. And they all come out and say the same thing. We need to support this man. He means so well for Nigeria. His policies are working for us now. Like, what the hell, man?
I hope you know that every visit comes with money going outside. You know, right?
They tell me. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming.
So what is going on? What is going on? You are saying that a pound is above 1,000. That is actually
139 naira. That's what it was today. I don't know what tomorrow will be.
For an import-dependent economy, we import everything we know. We cannot produce anything. So we are now too lazy. So we can't produce anything. So an importer will now buy pounds, 1,000 pounds for 1 million, and now goes to China and buy goods. Come back and you tell him to sell it how much? So everything now, people are still buying things, eating now because of the old things importance, but I'm an Igbo man, so I'm aware of what I'm telling you. I'm an Igbo man. I'm from Enugu State, so I know. So Igbo people now, majority of them are important. They will go to China now and bring in goods. So by next 2 months, you start seeing the effect of all these rubbish that are saying that the exchange rate stabilized and all those nonsense. People will not be able to eat in the next 2 months in Nigeria. It's going to happen. Tinubu doesn't even know what's going on. Nothing is going on. Nobody is doing anything. Why are people not angry? Yoruba people should have been on their own. Igbo people will be on their own. Every component that would emerge if Nigeria divides today would be better than Nigeria. Even Fulani people, if they separate and be on their own, they will be better than Nigeria. Nigeria cannot be better than any component that will emerge if Nigeria divides today.
Not like
If Yoruba people go on their own, they will be better than Nigeria. If Igbo people go now, they will be better than Nigeria. Fulani people go, they will be better than Nigeria. If Hausa people go, they will be better than Nigeria. Any component that will emerge from Nigeria will be better than Nigeria. Why are people deceiving themselves? Why are we doing all this thing?
You're fine.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. I have another call on the line here. Hello.
Hello, my good general.
Hey, the Prince Jejeman. How are you?
I'm fine, Baba. Are you?
I'm fine too. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, Baba, thank you so much. This year program today, they're very hot.
Thank you.
beg, my people, I beg, I share, I beg. We want this program today to circulate, I beg.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, Baba, why I called, there's a, at the beginning, there's a thing that you showed us that touched me so much. You see, when you are analyzing about this charts on security and insecurity.
Facts don't lie now. There is difference between emotion and facts. Sure, you get. If everybody wants us to believe that Eastern Nigeria, we should be all worried. We should be worried about the least, disturbed area, and we should ignore the violent hotspots. Who does that now? No be hypocrisy be that. That's why I had to share the figure, data. CEO, now they're waiting their data, they talk with this. So where is all this rage coming from?
God bless you. God bless you so much.
Thank you.
I just want to use this opportunity to speak to our people in Laba International Trade Fair, Abuja and Co. Based on the analysis of today's program, you've seen that the insecurity in the Southeast is mostly politically motivated.
That's right. All the news about it is politically motivated. The exaggeration about it, the incitement about it is all coordinated. If people pay attention very well, they are diverting our attention from the real thing happening elsewhere. If they pay attention.
Honestly. My advice to them, if they are building anything anywhere, let them build from now henceforth. Let them be building face me, I face you. Let them go and build proper structure in the Southeast. Okay, their businesses, let them start to move as you've been advising them. Let them begin to move it.
At least divest.
You know, our region is political. There is politics that they are playing with everything. Okay. Secondly, Maiyegu, you see, Buhari they are showing us today. This Buhari, I want you to just write it down today. Very soon we hear that Buhari is dead. Okay, so that Aisha will return from Dubai and go and give official burial. Okay, just write it down. No, you understand? It may not make sense now.
Disappearance, Abi.
Exactly. It may not make sense now to warn Nigerians, okay? But at everything, just we'll be connecting the dots, you know, because sometimes most of his prophecy, some they will say mad, but after they will say, now wow, say this man a prophet, you know. So Baba, and the last one I want to add to it today is Maiyegu. There's one unique thing about you. You know, you used to tell people on your program, some they will follow you, some they will unfollow you, later they will follow you back.
That's true.
Okay. Why? Because you have always you always remain consistent with the fact, with the truth on your program. Okay.
Thank you.
And if you can analyze the Nigerian government and open the anyash, who born monkey, who born banana that you cannot confront and talk about as an individual.
There's nobody. Except if I choose to be diplomatic, and I do that only because, you know, I want to sometimes, you know, so there is nobody.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I want to lay that background of to buttress my point. You see, Maiyegu General, the other day, someone was called and there was a kind of advising you know, for people not to talk about Biafra issue, that they should go somewhere else. That very day you made that program, you talked about Biafra. Yes. You know, it's part of your program, and someone cannot come and tell it and tell people what to say or how to talk about that. It's it's an insult to people on this platform. To me, you know, they should. Your platform is not meant for Biafra. It's not meant for Yorubas. It's not meant for Hausas. It's meant for everybody. Everybody are comfortable on your platform. Right. Okay. That's right. So, what I want to say, Baba, is this. You see, about the Simon Ekpa that we talked the other day. Okay. I personally, I am a IPOB member. Okay. Why that very if we want to talk about anything, we don't fear Nigerian government, talk less of an individual. 2015, Maiyegu, Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped or arrested by Nigerian government. It was IPOB that fought until he was released, right? Simon Ekpa wasn't in the picture then. Simon Ekpa only came up either 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, or 2 years ago. All right. Yeah. So some of them that doesn't know the genesis of what IPOB stands for, they are saying that he is the one that is doing everything that they are seeing. You see, in freedom fighting is more tactical than emotion. All right. There are time to fly. There are time to hold on. There are time to crawl. It depends on how the situation comes. All right. Okay. Now they kind of created a structure. Yeah, and that structure has been there before he came into the scene. Now you want to own everything that concerning Nnamdi Kanu. You know, but everything that is running.
Prince Jejeman, a quick one, right?
Yes.
You see, what people are trying to kind of avoid, which I later sense is this, all right, is that almost everywhere that this conversation pops up, you know what I mean? It's always ended up as so toxic. Nothing is really kind of, gotten out of it. Everybody is pointing fingers and the rest of that. That if all of us agrees, right, that, you know what, the day Nnamdi Kanu comes out, we believe this whole thing will fix itself somehow. That why not just kind of hold everything that could further make people feel like, no, you. I understand where you're coming from. I'm only explaining why people felt like on MaiyegunsDiary political, right? They feel, like you said, they feel comfortable. Or you see, this fight back and forth between the Biafrans and all of them, they feel like if we bring that air and it begin to take the centers, you know? I think that's what they're trying to avoid.
Yes, Maiyegu, we can't dodge some certain things. You understand? Because life is involved.
I don't know what people will say,
but
you know what I mean.
Maiyegu, life is involved. Life is involved. Get what I'm saying? That's why we don't have to shy away from some certain things. All right. People are being killed because of all this sit-at-home that it causes every time. Okay, that's what we are talking about. You know, now you condemn the structure of IPOB, you condemn the lawyers, you condemn the wife of Nnamdi Kanu, everything that has to do with Nnamdi Kanu. That is a sign of a double agent. He's a double agent, not that it's a sign of double agent. I want people on the platform to understand what is happening. You understand? Because they say they are fighting themselves. Nobody is fighting anybody. IPOB is a structure on its own. You understand? He's trying to impersonate.
And he
says
the
he own
confusing part is
ESN.
that they publicly said, right, we are not behind the sit at home. Simon Ekpa and his own guys were like, no, they are saboteurs. He is in charge, right? He's the one. And they are saying that he's not member of the, that's why people said, bringing all of this here, sometimes like, if it's just going to be like back and forth of a thing. But what can I say?
Mayegundiary, he's impersonating IPOB, owing the ESN that he doesn't know how it was created. He said he's the one that is in charge of ESN, that is more than 500,000 unreserved men. You say overnight, you say you are the one that is controlling it. I getting the point. And anything he through his seat at home, anything that they commit, they will not call IPOB. All the press in Nigeria, they will not be objective about it. You understand? And these are bringing bad name. Even last year, they went ahead to put the name of IPOB in the terrorist index. We have to fight it. The structure of IPOB has to fight it until they remove the name of IPOB from terror index, and this because of his actions. So that's why we want to put this record straight. That is not for IPOB. It's a sign of double agent, because all the people in the Southeast, if you make an opinion poll, everybody is tired. All the business people are tired of this is sit at home, and some criminal boys will come behind that. The recruits will come outside and begin to kill, to the extent of killing a pregnant woman. So that's the reason why we have to tell the public what is happening, so that they don't think that we are fighting each other. We are not fighting each other. We are talking about infiltrator, impersonation, and IPOB movement, and we can't tolerate that. You understand? Okay. I am for IPOB and anything that stands for now. That's why I'm saying it straight, that people on the platform will understand what we are doing. Thank you, my good general, for giving me this opportunity. God bless you. Bye.
I appreciate the fact that you call it too. So others,
we
indeed want to respond. So let me take another call here. Now, I don't know how I'm going to make all of you know that if we can try not to make this a back and forth finger pointing things, it will be possible. But if you are not going to do that, at a point, I may have to start cutting any of you off who wants to start having this back and forth. I don't know how to explain that to you, right? If I want to go and say something about what you call it on Biafra and the rest, right? It's just because there is a message I wanted to be passed. It shouldn't be something that will establish this rivalry of now you be the best of it, okay? I get where some of you are coming from. Sorry about that, my caller. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
you may need to leave that place. There's so much noise there, if it is possible.
Yeah. I can leave there now. I can. Can you hear me now?
Well, I can. If we can manage that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very loud and clear.
Beautiful. Your name and where you're calling from, is that's okay?
Oh, Mayegu is long.
I like. All right. I'll flow with that. Go on. All right.
Okay, please. Please, Mayegu, just pardon me.
No, it's okay.
I'm so
it's up
excited.
to you. Like, yeah.
I'm so excited. My name is Joseph Buna Aja. I'm calling from Abuja, actually from Abuja. I'm one of the ardent listener of Maiyegu political. So that's my first time. I actually call you
anonymous fan in Abuja. You won't give me a name, so I'll stick to it.
Yeah, Maiyegu. Last time I called, the first time I called you with I called you directly, but you told us no, I should call you through
2 days ago or something.
Yeah,
you
I'm
called and I picked dates and I was like, oh, this person is calling directly from Nigeria and it's direct.
Yes, I actually called you. That's my first time and I got you directly. But if you called through WhatsApp, okay, I think that should be better. And I was so excited, in fact, Mayegu, your preaching inspired me.
Thanks, man.
You're everything. And sometimes I quarreled with my friends when you don't even see you always listen. I said no, this is my food every evening 8 o'clock from Nigeria time. I say food. I cannot eat food. Yeah, I have got to listen to you. Expired me. You give me vision. You give me so much information that even I'm in Nigeria. I don't got it. I don't have this information. That's a simple truth. What they filter in the social media, they filter in their media in Nigeria, telling you all sorts of. Sometimes when I sit my friends down, I talk to them. Do you know, Bayogu? Sometimes I spend my money. I sat them down. I talk to them. I say, see, this country. In AIT, in this one, the only news media sometimes I listen in Nigeria is just Arise TV.
They are doing well.
Courtesy of
TV, yes.
Yeah. Their money show.
On this, channel television as well.
Money
they
show.
do go, yeah.
Somebody like someone like what is it called? This guy doing evening program.
Chamberlain in channels, right?
Yeah. One of the outstanding
money programs sometimes, yeah.
Money programs, yeah. Money, Arise TV, yeah. Arise,
Rufai, Abati, this other lady.
It is one of my mentors, just like you. You're my mentor.
Do you know that Rufai happened to be a brother, and we are actually from the same Odobulu that I just mentioned in my program earlier. Yeah.
Mayogu, I mean, that's why I'm in love with you. That's how I'm in love with that guy. He inspired me. Yeah. He inspired. Whenever like this morning show, I listened to this morning show where he was trying to scrutinize them. Sometimes I got angry. The last program I listened to about when he was interviewing Ayo Fayoshe. He got angry. He was saying, I don't want to listen. Yeah. Ayo Fayoshe, former governor of Ekiti, said he was like angry. Well, I told you that I don't want to come to this program just because of Rufai. Well, you told me you're going to moderate the program. I was like,
part of this program. Now you brought him here. He's
asking
me this question. He even cried. Fayoshe cried.
You cried. God will bless you. God will bless. God is strength. I'm praying for you too. I'm praying for you because you inspired me. And in fact, if I don't have data, I have to go and get money anywhere to just put it on. I just want to listen to every. Like yesterday you're not on live. No, you're not live yesterday. I was like, what happened? I said, okay. God will strengthen you. God will strengthen you.
Thanks so much.
One of the things I just want to point out one or two things.
Yes, please.
What happened in Southeast? That's where I came from. I came from Ebonyi State, actually. I know what happened there.
Share with us.
Yeah, you try to be diplomatic in what happened in those areas. The truth is that our leaders from that Southeast region, they are not helping the matters. In fact, we are making the matters worse. They make the matters worse. I'm one of the people that I have to be sincere with you. I have to be clearly sincere with you. You see, sitting at home in Southeast, I personally, I supported it. But the thing is that, I'm just saying that if we can stay like 3 months at home when there is lockdown, total lockdown every year, every Monday, we are doing it for one of the leaders.
That of Monday has become something that a lot of people have adjusted to. Even some governments in Eastern, they've adjusted to it until when Nnamdi Kanu is released, right?
Yes, that is what I always. Nnamdi Kanu is one person that in Southeast I have not seen replacement of him, and I'm in support. They should release him for us because just the way you're speaking to me, just the way it inspired me. Nnamdi Kanu also inspired me. Nnamdi Kanu make me know so many things. Just the way you're telling me now, just the way I listen to you, you expose a lot of things. Same Nnamdi Kanu did to me. Yeah, he inspired me. He made me know so many things. That right from when I was like 40 something now.
Wow.
From the time 2012, I started listening to Nnamdi Kanu. I started knowing so many things that me, right from my childhood up to 30, 35, I don't know. And most of his prophecy, most of his prophecies that he has prophesied have come to pass. I saw it. Just the way you're telling us. You tell us court process. In fact, since he told us, me personally, I've removed my mind from court case in Nigeria, judiciary in Nigeria. I have no
enjoy this surprise better then. You don't know. Let me explain that, right? You see, if the court do what they normally do, it don't go to shock you. You'll be disappointed, angry, whatever, but it won't be too much, Abi. But if you are there now and you are not expecting anything, and they say breaking news, tribunal said, tribunal declared Peter Obi winner. You say you go there shock proper. Say, is that true? So you go enjoy that one. It's better than make you the press say, court please. And they say, oh yeah, Obi go and pay 2 million to Tinubu for taking him to court. And you're like, you see these people, God will punish you. You break my heart. You know that kind of thing. So it works different way.
Like that day I will not go to work. That day I will see because I've really put my feet on that. But now you made me to understand that no, I don't have any hope. I don't have anything in there. Whenever it comes,
you are managing your expectation. Sure, you get. Not that you are ruling out that you still want them to do the right thing. Sure, you get, eh? But at the same time,
if you have
what if they don't do waiting go happen? Okay, what if they do? You know what I mean? Managing expectations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tomorrow I can just go to my work without no problem, without any headache, without any thinking. No stress. Maiyegu, thank you so much, Maiyegu. I promise. In fact, it's so much joy in my heart that I listen to you tonight, and I will listen.
We are feeling same, and that's why I wish. I wish you could see inside of me too. When people say I'm calling you for the first time, I'm so happy, man. That same way you are feeling is the same way I feel when somebody finally calls in like that. So thank you.
Much more. Yeah.
Stay safe, Baba. Okay. All the best.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mary. I always follow you. You do morning shows, Sunday shows. I always be with you, Mary. I love that. I love that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring a lot of programs back soon. I'm still working on getting my normal studio and all that, where I will have less distraction, right? The best thing for Mayegun is yet to come. What would the manager like this until that time, eh? Stay safe, Baba.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Bless him. So that's my anonymous caller, an anonymous fan from Abuja. Bless him. I have another caller here. Hello there.
Hello, Mayegun.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Olúwafẹ́mi lórúkọ mi, Olúwafẹ́mi Gbádégẹ̀sìn. Ọmọ Ọ̀yọ́ ni mí.
Kábíyèsí o, bàbá.
Ṣùgbọ́n England lọ́lọ́run forí wa sọlé sí.
Shaliba is àti kúlọ̀ ọ̀dọ̀ ìyá Ṣàlẹ̀ àti bọ́ sórí King Shaliba. So how are you, sir?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, adúpẹ́ Ọlọ́run. Isle of Wight ni mo wà ní England. So, mo fẹ́ share a bit of my own experience in Nigeria.
Yes, sir. Go on.
Ìgbà tí mo parí school, tí mo dẹ̀ tó wáṣẹ́, mo ríṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú UBA. A dẹ̀ ṣe bí ọdún kan, ọdún méjì. Ṣùgbọ́n ìgbà tó yá, wọ́n sọ pé wọ́n fẹ́ downsize. Àwọn directors, manager level tó ń gbowó ńlá ló yẹ kán lé kúrò. Àwa tó ń ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbà.
New recruit. New recruit. Employed. Go on.
No, ní pé ká máa lọlé. How they've managed to downsize in that, I don't understand. Àwọn èèyàn tó wà ń bẹ̀ for donkey years, 30 years, to improve ra wọn educational wise, wọn lọ sí any course. They are just there, redundant. Wọn wá wọ́n máa ṣe dispose àwọn yẹn. Ṣé rí nǹkan tó ti infiltrate sínú mentality wa Nigeria? One of the things is culture. Ṣé rí culturally, a ní àwọn òwe kan tó rẹ́ pé ó ń bà wá jẹ́. Something like òwe bíi kì í fi àgbà ṣe nǹkan méjì fún yàn, wọ́n fi ń rẹ́ wọn dé jẹ ni. So irú èmi ọmọdé tí mo wà UBA wọ́n ní pé kí n máa lọ́lé. Àwọn àgbàlagbà tó wà ń bẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti ní health issues tó ń sọ fún ẹ kó sọ fún wọn pé okay, tí health issue wọ́n wà unproductive. That's the word. They are unproductive. They are not eager to improve on the job. Àwọn irú àwọn èèyàn lẹ́ẹ̀kan sọ fún pé ẹ̀yin máa lọ́lé ẹ lọ́fẹ̀yìntì. Ṣé rí poverty ó ti gbilẹ̀ kan sínú even àwọn tó lówó lọ́wọ́.
Poverty of the mind in here. They have the money.
Poverty of the mind.
They are still poor.
Ẹ worú ex-governor yẹn tó lọ kó mọ́tò. Tó kò sí tó ń tà.
As at 2 months ago, òun ṣì ní governor.
Ṣé ọ̀pẹ́ irú kí ni ẹni tàfà náà ṣe?
Less than 8 weeks ago, òun ṣì ní governor tó ń tó siren lọ síwájú lọ sẹ́yìn o. After that, ó pack everything.
Tàfà Balógun náà ẹ wò látòrí yẹn náà. The same thing, mọ́tò tó wà fún all people's game. Gbogbo àwọn pojú tó ń lò ń bẹ̀. The same thing náà lòun náà ṣe.
Pack everything.
It's poverty of the mind. Poverty of nílùú tá à ń gbé ń sìn ní England. Ìgbà tí economic crunch dé, iná lọ sókè, owó ná. Every household, you don't even need to blink. 66 pounds goes from the government into your
direct bank. And now I collected that money for over 8 months.
6 months.
I stopped it about 2 months ago.
Benny, you know, because mental health practitioner ni mini Louis.
Bless you.
Gbogbo àwọn tó ń gba benefits, ESA, PIP. No need that to lift ọwọ́ wọn before government knows them. But these people are politicians, and they know the right thing to do. But once they start doing the right things, they won't get the money anymore.
They won't get all the free money they're getting anymore. That's true.
They are trying as much as they could not to do the right thing. Mayegun, èmi gan wo Naija lẹ́nìí, mo pe dádì mi lórí video call. Mo wo Naija. Ẹnìkan gbá dádì mi. So wọ́n ṣe video call, bóyá tán camera. Mo rí gọ́tà ní Ẹgbẹ́dá. Sáyẹn Ẹgbẹ́dá ẹni. Mo rí gọ́tà tó ti overflow. Odò rẹ̀ tí rọ. Ọmọ mi, obviously òyìnbó mo fi fún ọmọ ọdún mẹ́rin. Ó wá fẹ́ ọpá. I want to see king because king ló máa ń pe dádì mi. I want to see king. Bóyá wá sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ báyìí, mo fọwọ́ bo ojú ẹ̀ ni pé má yẹ kó ba imagination ẹ̀ jẹ́. Má yẹ kó ba imagination ẹ̀ jẹ́. Wọ́n ti àwọn Yorùbá ń sìn. Kẹ́rí the same philosophy tó ń lò fún àwọn ọmọ Igbo, àwọn ọmọ Hausa. Tó àlèmájìrì. Yorùbá àlèmájìrì wọ́n ti tì wá sínsìn. Yorùbá ti di atọrọ jẹ big time. Mo ní that. Méjì ni mo ti ní láti close Facebook mi nítorí àwọn èèyàn tó wà nílé tó ń béèrè fowó. And these are the people I grew up with.
You know, some of them used to be very alright. Everything just changed in the last 10 years. So everything just changed. People that used to be able to take care of themselves, they are now people who are going to call you and say, "Ọ̀rẹ́, báwo ni màá rẹ kújọ́ mẹ́ta kẹ̀? Báwo ni?" Meanwhile, they are just saying that you. On padà ń bọ̀ lórí pé ìlú yìí ó lágbára jàre, I can't even pay school fees and all that. You be like you so ti affect ìwọ náà délé ọlá.
Àwọn tá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni it's true, àwọn tá mọ̀ tó yẹ pé they are well to do nígbà yẹn, all of them ń sìn ní.
Wọ́n manage family wọn bá wọn ọ̀la wọn ṣáájú, they are okay. Today they are beggars. Some of them still have job but they are beggars.
They are beggars because iye tó ń gbà gan, iye tó ń gbà kò lè sustain wọn, and they know this. The Nigerian government knows this. They knows 8,000. That is patronizing. They are patronizing. They won't patronize our citizens.
8,000, $10.
$10.
£8. Àbí £7.5. Ló ṣù fún èèyàn mẹ́fà nínú ilé kan.
Oh, ice cream. £7, £5 ice cream. Indeed. No, compare for a whole household. I mean,
you've got jokes, right? You're
joking, right?
Take this £10. Government is paying you $10. £10. You say, oh, you've got jokes, right? £10 for 6 people in this household. No, you must be funny.
Is that money for Rolly? Show us the guy.
£10. See, thank you very much. Thank you
I'm so grateful. It's my first time calling. I respect you. I respect your view. I've listened to you for a long time. But I'm able to be linked up to you tonight. I am so grateful and fulfilled.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and God bless you. Very good, my
You too. Stay safe. You have a good one. So that's Barrister Femo, who was sharing his own experience. He chose to speak in Yoruba, and I know that's deliberate, so I didn't bother to, you know what I mean. But he was talking about the whole thing we've been talking about in Nigeria, right? That people are so poor, they've weaponized poverty. Fine, but what about those with money, who have money? Politicians, right? They have money, but they still kind of want to steal what they don't really need because they are scared of what? Being poor. It's called poverty of the mind. Why would a former governor of 80 years park all the used government cars, and put them up for sale at his own car mats just 2 months after leaving office? Like, is that poverty or poverty of the mind too? I have another caller. Hello there.
Hello, sir. Mayegun.
How are you doing, sir? How are you?
I'm doing very good.
Brilliant.
I am Delio. I'm calling you from the United States of America, Atlanta, Georgia.
That's amazing, sir. That's a D-O, yeah?
Delio, D-I-L-L-I-O.
D-I-I-L-O, right?
Yes, sir.
Brilliant. It's good to have you back again. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm announcing your arrival,
yes.
Sir. Please.
Yes. Yes, I really appreciate you so much, and it's my first time. I've been trying you so many times, but you know, you always have so many calls. I know you're always busy, man.
Thanks for not giving up, by the way.
Yes, sir.
You are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. So I've been listening to you with everything that's going on, like what the other caller said about those people, the lady women that went to visit Kolu, and you know, it is just the system. It's the same old people, the same thing going on. It's going to be like that always, and it's going to be it's just the same people. That's what I want to say, because
themselves, making it look like it's
exactly themselves.
Ideas. Man.
Yes, you know, how can you have never seen this? Is very funny. You know that chamber they are sitting down. That is a honorable chamber. That is the chamber where it is only executives.
Executive chamber.
That is yes. You don't break. Look at all the women filling up the whole place. You are okay. Aso Rock now has become an open place.
Yes.
It's good to have, if you as a government, very good if you want to have your own government and it's going to be an open
kind of
government policy. Yes, it's good, but there is a limit to it, because that chamber now, what he has done is really, that is bringing it real down. That is
desecrating an hallowed room.
Exactly, sir.
Where
that's the language
that has to do with the country are being taken. Then it's just like a show.
Yeah,
I think Buhari did that too. It desecrated the entire place, but maybe not this earlier.
Yes, sir.
This one is.
Sir. Yes, sir. That's why I was saying. That's why I was saying that it's the same. Go with the same people, so it's the same thing going to go on and on and on. Yes, and when you showed about Buhari working in Daura. Yes, and yeah, okay, he went to London actually, but he came back.
Yes.
Now, moving around his own environment, you can see that place is not really like where the public place is. It's just an environment where, like a GRA, where his house
GRA, where he built his house. Yes. He just took a stroll on 123 Street. I get you.
Yes. So it's just very funny. I mean that then he's moving around about them. Hey, well, I gashi. I mean, I'm from Adamawa State. I speak Hausa very well, so I was hearing what you were saying.
You are from Adamawa State, or you grew up in Adamawa State? Let's clear that too, because
I am from Adamawa State, bonafide Adamawa State, born in Adamawa State.
Oh,
but my mother is from Adamawa State.
That's class. See, everybody that didn't know that, you see, a lot of people who are not actually from southern Nigeria too, have always been regular followers of MaiyegunsDiary Political, and I've actually met few here in the UK. Maiyegu, I've been trying to call you. I couldn't. There are some of these stories from the Middle Belt in particular that you do share. I wish I could give you some of these details, and in fact, make you speak to this and that. People have said that to me in the UK. People from the Middle Belt.
Yeah.
Now I'm meeting somebody from Adamawa. I hope you'll be a rebel.
Yes.
Call me all the time, please.
Yes. I will. You are too much. Honestly, your information is super, and we are with you all the way, because I know there's a lot of there's some people that call you from Atlanta to some time back. I saw. And honestly, we're just watching to see when you want to come to Atlanta. I will be there myself. Maybe I'll be a translator.
You know, I'll be honored. Like, if I have that grace, they said that they will give me 5 years visa to come to America, which means if I miss anybody this time, I can meet them again when I save money again. I can meet again in 5 years. I can actually see all of you, my friends in the US.
Yeah.
Dilo,
you're right.
You are now on my book, like inside my destiny.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Thanks so much, sir.
Yes, sir. I will. God bless you. God bless your family.
Cheers, Baba.
Yes, sir.
That's a nice one, oh. Dilo from Atlanta. All of you in Atlanta, please help me take care of Dilo when you meet him, right? Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegu.
Hello, sir.
How you doing?
Very well. How are you?
I'm all right today. Thank God.
Thanks for calling, by the way. So,
my name is
go on, sir.
Richmond from United States.
Richmond.
Yes, Maiyegu.
Baba.
Yeah, I spoke
you are my
to you
Richmond
about,
from Washington. Is that Washington again?
Yes, Washington DC.
Yes, I got it. I was like, I remember I said something about Richmond. I mean, Richmond, who is rich from DC, and I was like, yeah, I will remember that. I'm glad I got it. Thank you.
He is not rich. He is not
I know
rich.
it's not. I know it's not rich. It should be Richmond.
I can't be Autumn. That's stupid, man. Can you just imagine?
Tell me.
A man that has gotten to that height still want to sell cars to Kumbo.
We are trying to explain it. You know, I don't do program here where I explain about poverty of the mind. Remember that day when I did the poverty of the mind on this platform?
Yes,
people who already have the money.
That's what it's all about.
Go on.
Yes, that's right. You see, Nigeria. But let me start with when I spoke with you about 3-4 days ago,
yes, sir.
And I told you what they're supposed to do in our Imo state, and I said that I do know personally the governor,
yes.
And somebody called letter to say this guy who knows who is dropping names. I can't be dropping names.
I know.
You understand me? I love your program. That's why you know why I always want to tune into your program, and even my missus want to tune onto your program is because of mindset. I have a kind of mind that doesn't tolerate injustice, and that's where I find you. It is better for you not to make the whole money on earth and be miserable when you get home.
That's right.
That's right. That's the type of person I have, personality I have, personality traits I can see in you. And that's exactly the way I am. Maiyegu, I could have been making all this money they are making now, but I don't like it. It doesn't suit my conscience. You understand me?
I'm with you.
That guy came and he was saying blah, blah, blah. If he doesn't know people, that's his business. I know these guys. Now, what happened? You know how many calls I've received? It was after that day I knew that a whole lot of people are watching your show.
Yes.
A whole lot of important people are watching. I told you that day, they know my voice is unique.
So it's not really hard to tell for those who knows you very well, and they can tell. Like, they could tell that it was you. I could tell too.
What that guy said that day pissed me off so much that I had to write you a message. I don't know if you read it or not.
Oh, I haven't. I must have missed that.
Send you, where I now started reminding you about what you said. That's after your program where you did some charity with your group.
Yes.
And I called you. And I told you that, listen, I can take you to my friend who owns Anambra Rice. He's the biggest miller in Southern Nigeria.
I remember clearly now. I do.
And I told you that I will form a model for you to get these things, package them,
and you said that it wasn't long ago. This was I think this was January this year. And you said next time you want to do this.
I wanted to contribute.
I remember. I remember you now very well.
To make it better. And such a guy will come there to desert me, to make me sound cheap. I don't like it.
Would you like me to say something quickly, Richmond? Would you let me say something quickly, right? You see, sometimes on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, right? I have seen it many times, happened many times, okay? When people want to try to pass a message in a way that, for example, if somebody says, oh, we don't want anyone to drop names of these guys, it may practically not even be about you. Sure, you get? It may just be that person's reading of saying, oh, if we begin to drop these guys, like say, some of them are good, some of them are this or that, you know, that will come out wrong. You know that. And I bet that's what happened in this case. It wasn't like intentional to malign your person. So. I don't think so.
Why I mentioned Onwa, I didn't even call his name, I said Onwa, was because I know this guy to his kitchen.
Like
and I know that Onwa is our governor is this type of person that if he has $1 million Naira, for instance, this moment, he can share it to everybody he meets on the way.
I see.
And we'll call you for you to lend him 100 Naira to go home. That is his strength. That's who he is, his personality.
I see.
He is so generous to afford.
It could also be somebody
Just
who
like
actually knows you, like you said.
See,
Richmond, like you said, it could be somebody who actually knows you and your worth and what the people you are also mentioning that you don't want to have a relationship with them and all that. That felt like, I know this guy.
Out of principle. I don't want to participate in Nigerian politics.
You did say that.
But I'm a scientist in politics. And I know that a character like Onwa is not supposed to be a governor. Because he will not be able to harness economy very well. He is in him. He cannot change it. Are you understanding me?
I do with you.
That is, by the way, though, what I want to talk to you about today is this. What one of the things you said some few days ago about Abacha loot. Same thing about Nigeria that we are all talking about. Abacha loot is not a loot. You listen very well. Abacha loot is not a loot, but our media will never tell you the truth. Abacha loot was money that Abacha stacked outside Nigeria because the West was against him.
I remember.
Are you listening?
I'm with you.
Those funds were not meant to be stolen by the money that Abacha stole. His family is still multi-billionaires in dollars today.
He control all of that billions.
Why wouldn't they find those ones? Nigeria don't like to say the truth. They return this money that wholly belongs to Nigeria, stacked away in the foreign countries using proxy
and all that.
Proxy companies, you know, registered companies in those countries to stack those monies away for the.
You remember Abubakar Atiku Bagudu? You remember that guy, former governor of Kebbi, the former bagman for Abacha, that cut a deal with Obasanjo to take 20% of Abacha money. Nigeria money that he helped Abacha stashed. Remember him now? Bagudu.
Oh my God, I do remember. But one thing I find so irritating is why the press will not say the truth, which is bringing us to what I said about Rufai and his colleagues. Rufai as a person might be a good guy, just like us, but Rufai doesn't like Igbo people. I won't say he doesn't like Igbo people, but he doesn't like the idea of separation.
Okay.
All right.
But that would be fair if you say he doesn't support separation. Therefore, it will never be kind of a sympathetic to Biafra. And his utterances will always say, you know,
he has never been kind to any agitator of Biafra.
Even Yoruba nation, he's always kind of very much like he doesn't support that too.
I want an Igbo nation for Christ's sake. I don't want Biafra. That is one where I get the whole concept wrong with them. If they say we should pursue an Igbo nation, I am ready to do anything. But Biafra, no.
Okay.
Biafra is consisting of other people that doesn't speak Igbo. But if you say that we should get all the Igbos all around the 13 states in Nigeria to form a nation, wonderful. If anybody wants to join us, let them join us at Puerto Rico.
Right. So it's not as if to say all of us must.
If that guy said that guy who spoke to you after me said that I am lying, I have pointed it out. The day Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, it was made public. The day it was made public, the following morning, the person should go and look and check the morning show, what do you call it? The one that is presented by
Arise,
yes, on Arise TV.
I think it's morning show.
Somebody Oji Okwe, all right?
Right.
That show that Oji Okwe used to, that's about social media, what the social media is saying in the morning on the show of Abati. Watch it. Both of them, both the day Simon Ekpa was arrested, both the day Nnamdi Kanu was arrested. Ekpa and the Kanu, both of them, listen to Rufai's reaction to Oji Okwe's, relay that it was about the arrest, about the news. You will find out what I'm telling you right now. This guy said that Nnamdi Kanu will do his time. He repeated it on Simon Ekpa, that Simon Ekpa will do his time. No genuine journalist will say that. And why did I say that? Is because you, who is not a trained journalist, was using the right words than Rufai, what's his name? Oseni and Abat. I don't care how many good things he has done, but this one, I hold it against him, that he condemned Nnamdi Kanu even when he has not been. By the time Nnamdi Kanu won in court, I wrote him a little message to his Twitter. That, can you see it now? This guy has already been exonerated.
Has been
Where is he going to do the time?
I know.
That guy really made me angry, but anyway, let it be.
Anyway,
all I want to tell
like
you
I said,
that
everyone can always come in and say, you need to let it out. The purpose of this platform is that, number one, right? Nobody's looking for 100% people to agree with. We're just looking for people to hear us. I want everybody to hear me, and I want to hear other people too. And that is why when you say something, other people are also listening. Something will prompt them to pick up the phone and say, no, I want to say something too. You need to be...
People should hear me today, Maiyegu.
Yes, sir.
Journalists in Nigeria should hear me today. All the journalists that are operating on social media should hear me today. Abacha loot is not a loot. They should inquire about it.
It's Nigeria's money.
Check out from the central bank. How did that money move from central bank to whichever country that they stack those money away? Both in Switzerland, both in America, both in London, Switzerland, everywhere. Those loots were no loot. They should stop calling it loot. It is money that was returned, and it is only when he came back to Nigeria that they looted it.
And they turned it into loot. That's why we call it relooting the returned loot. Richmond, thank you very much, okay? I am going to take another one tonight before we call it a night, okay? Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So that's Rich from WA, Washington. I don't know if that's of the DC or another one, but here is another caller. My last caller, by the way. Hello there.
Hello, MaiyegunsDiary.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. Very good evening.
Same to you. Good evening to you. How's it going?
First of all, this is Innocent Obi.
Innocent Obi, did you say?
Yeah.
I want that name unique. Abba. So how you been? Where are you calling from?
I did fine. I did call from Onitsha.
Hey, from Onitsha. Now that supposed to the Japan of Africa. Well, anyway, Baba, how is Onitsha tonight?
Very well, very well.
Beautiful.
Just normal, nothing special.
Just normal.
I'm so happy to get you this evening.
Eastern Nigeria don't turn to Borno, but the fact that it's coming out of that place is in contrary to all of this. So you are in Onitsha. Tell us what's going on in Onitsha. What's going on around you?
Yeah, just the Nigerian propaganda. It was quite quiet and very good. Yeah, just normal.
Just normal, everyday hustle and bustle. Everybody,
Exactly. Exactly. Nothing special. No, nothing.
So no be all of that they run every minute. Oh yeah, go inside. Don't go anywhere, anything, because that's what they are saying. Yeah, I know it's not true, but I would rather listen to you.
apart from something that happened, I think last week during the proposed 5-day sit at home, nothing bad again. So we are few bunch of some people,
but apart from that, like it's normal day, like every normal day. So
exactly.
People are listening.
So you understand Nigeria and the propaganda. Sometimes when I listen to this news, I wonder where it is happening. If people are drinking, taking something, some substance, banned substance or what? It's very confusing. Yeah, exactly. MaiyegunsDiary, I want to use this opportunity to thank you so much. I discovered this channel after we were, bamboozled by Mr. Yakubu. That day, I don't.
Mr. Yakubu,
I was depressed. I was depressed until I was just checking and I come across this program. I was like, this was kind of a relief to me. Since then, I've stayed tuned ever since then.
So you finally found a place where you can at least take your mind off all of the propaganda, negative this and that, and just
a consolation to me, honestly. Is because when we wake up the next day and find out that Mr. Yakubu has, wake up around 4 a.m. to make the announcement, it was like all hope was lost. But listening to the program, gave me a new lease of life and a purpose to carry on. So I want to thank you so much for the program, and I have paid attention. Sometimes I comment, sometimes I don't comment, but I want to use this opportunity to thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
You are unique, and you give me hope that not every person that comes from the southwest of Nigeria think the same. You are just something else. You and also Dere Faro to me. I have so much respect for you and Debanjo. So there are so many people who give me this encouragement that there is hope.
Good people everywhere, Baba. You know what I mean? And that's why I said that if all of us can at least be honest and truthful to ourselves, and if we don't want to, we should give ourselves a chance to say, you know what? There are always going to be good people everywhere. There's going to be bad people in every tribe and every clan and what have you. There are also good people. So if you make your own life about the good people, good people from other side, you will be meeting a lot of good people. You see, they are bound. I'm glad that you're my friend too. Innocent.
I am so happy. I am so happy. I'm so happy. I think from now henceforth, I'll be trying to to be a constant caller. I'll make sure I try and call.
You know, one thing is that when I listen to, I know it's always so busy. It's not that easy. Sure, you get. It can be like serious, But there are many of you who have been very, very determined, and eventually, when you get through like this, it means a lot to me too. Okay, it just shows me that
you met my night already.
Thanks so much.
I'm so happy. I can't even imagine it. I just wanted to see if I can get through. Fortunately for me, it happened. I am so happy.
Thanks,
so please tell people you are hearing from me and from Onitsha. Yes. Nothing bad is happening.
Nobody say all of us they wear helmet everywhere, or they carry pot for our head, or they run, or you know what I mean? Because that's the impression they want to give. But facts facts don't lie anyway. Facts don't lie. That's why I would rather use facts that can be verified. Because even me myself, if I hear something, I'm always going to look for more details. Share you guys. Because if I want to talk to people now, I must be able to say things they already know. And at the same time, tell them something they don't know yet. Or even if I can't tell them, I can make them start thinking about things they don't know yet. And I'm glad that a lot of you love it. Thank you. Innocent.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
And you too. Thank you so much.
My regards to the family. All right. Stay safe. Nice one. So that's how we're going to draw the curtain set tonight. I want to say thank you to all of us who made the night, as usual, interesting. You know, I will do my own thing. Bala, blue, bala, my all this thing every minute and for like 2 hours. Then a lot of you will sit down there, kind of key into the conversation. You ended up having to call in. By calling in, you are adding more views. Opinions and views and all that to this chat. Now, you see, when somebody wants to watch this broadcast later, it's going to be like watching a whole package of production. And so far, so good. It seems the rate is good. A lot of people who have been part of this have said, Obviously, everybody they agree with me all the time. See, don't think on MaiyegunsDiary political. A lot of people just agree with it. People don't agree with me. People will call me, and they would state everything they feel like is opposing to what I said. But we say things on this platform in such a respectful way, right? That it's never going to be so kind of, boring for you or confrontational, something that is more, no. It's always been like this. So you are those who make it more interesting, I would say. Okay, so thank you to all of you. I'm going to see you some other time, okay? But you can watch all this replay later, okay? You can watch the replay, watch the premiere when it is all cut out. And I'm going to see you some other time. Well, I'm going to see you next night. So good night from here. Odaro.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. MaiyegunsDiary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. MaiyegunsDiary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. MaiyegunsDiary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. MaiyegunsDiary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. MaiyegunsDiary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. MaiyegunsDiary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. MaiyegunsDiary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. MaiyegunsDiary Nayibi #1. MaiyegunsDiary political. MaiyegunsDiary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. MaiyegunsDiary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. MaiyegunsDiary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. MaiyegunsDiary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.